Greetings, friends and music lover, and thank you for coming to my inaugural uh, stream for my new channel, Vinyl Revival. So it's something I've been having in the works for a while, and today I got a couple people, wonderful, special people that I'm happy to call friends that decide to come and hang out with me. So let me introduce them, not in order of importance. They are both important to me. So let's start with the Pope himself. Mr. Pope Metallic is the first, but I do believe he's the one and only. There's nobody else like him. So hello, Pope. Thanks for coming.
How's it going, my friend? Good to finally be here. We've been planning this for a while now.
A couple years on and off and this and that. Yeah. And
Yeah, pretty much since I had you on the stream for the CCR show.
that's right. And after that, I'm like, hey, maybe I could do that. And you're like, yeah, man, go, go, go. So finally, here I am.
If I can do it, anybody can.
Hey,
Any
man,
other fine
don't
gentleman?
belittle that, man. You're good at it, Pope. You're really
Oh,
good.
yes. And the other fine gentleman is my buddy Joe, Mr. Joe Rivers. Yes, great guy, great artist, great everything. I'm lost for words when it comes to Joe because there's so many to choose from.
Thanks,
How's
man.
that, Joe?
Good to see you. How you
Hey,
doing? I'm ready to hear all about Vinyl Revival and find out what it's about, dude.
yeah, well, I send the link to a few others, so there might be a few others showing up late, and which is fine.
Mhm.
So more or less, I had this idea in the back of my mind of being a music lover and so forth. Hey, actually, let's do it professionally. And I apologize. This is my first stream, everybody. I apologize. So let's go and say hi to the lovely people in the chat because I've seen the good people do it that way.
Mhm.
So let's start off with my little sister on the internet, Courtney, of course. Hello, Courtney. Thanks for coming. My buddy Vince. He's my gilded buddy. If there's anybody I'd love to be related to by blood and bad habits, it would be Vince. So, hi, Vince. Thanks for being here. And this other lady, Melanie, I'm married to her, so I got to be careful what I say tonight. She's the moderator by default. So, there you go.
There you go.
And of course, we got Pope Metallicus, Vince, and a surprise greeting here, Mr. Acosta Santana Martin. Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for coming. And Mr. CCDV, I have a vinyl of Bobby Darin's story. Wow, we got to talk, buddy. And of course, I have a new guest coming in. Let's bring in.
Well, look at this. Good
Yeah.
to
Rock fan.
Christian, my friend. And by the way, I thought when you said related to by blood, you were going to talk about me. I'm very,
You're
very
kind of an
hurt.
oldie. Yeah, see,
I'm
I see
hurt.
more Vince like somebody that we can do mischief with. You're more like my big brother. I could kick my ass if I get out of line.
Well, this is great. For me to be on your stream is freaking awesome, mate.
Isn't it cool?
Congratulations. This is cool. And it's great to be on here with Joe and Pope. Fantastic.
Yeah, because we
What a crowd.
totally don't get together often at all.
No, we never ever talk, the three of us. And but this is so cool, mate. Well, congratulations.
It's a little exciting and almost surreal because I've been for many years in the chat, adding comments and everything. And finally, I got my own thing, and I got the people that I've been enjoying and admiring for years.
Supporting. Yeah, you supported us, mate.
And now you guys are on my channel. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and it's terrible though that having us on is immediately had you demonetized.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right. You're not monetized any longer on this stream.
Well, okay. As long as it doesn't end up costing me anything, I'm fine.
Good, man.
So Ian, I got my buddy Nick is coming in about 25 minutes. So
good, because I'll have to drop out in half an hour. Yeah, so he can take over.
So, but I'll take you guys for as long as I can. Thank you for this. So, like I was saying earlier, basically I decided to start a channel thanks to watching you guys and your encouragement and everything. And basically what I'd like to do is showcase my vinyl collection because I'm a lover of music, obviously, collector of music. And more or less my plan is I'm not sticking to one type of music. It just won't be Creedence Clearwater Revival. It'll be from classical to jazz to everything in between. But for you, Pope, I draw the line at disco.
There you go.
That is a
Oh,
very
there's
fair-
some good disco.
There's a very
Come
fair
on.
There
and
is
balanced-
some good disco, man. I hate
Who
to
doesn't-
say it, but
who
it's
doesn't
true.
like Donna Summer's? What was it? I Feel Good. You know, the
The late great Donna Summer
That big,
had a pair of
that
lungs, man.
18-minute electronic Giorgio Moroder stuff.
Oh no.
And one of the best Kiss albums ever was a disco album.
That's right.
Really?
I was
Oh.
made for loving you, baby.
That's it.
Yes. And don't forget Barry Manilow. Is he
Barry Manilow.
disco? What would he?
He did a couple of disco things. He did.
Are you a
dabble
fan
in
of Low?
disco.
Are you a fan of Low?
Fan of Low.
I wouldn't be a fan of Low. I know a bit of his music. I enjoy his good stuff.
Mhm.
But something that the man is so good at, he's the one. You remember that I am stuck on Band-Aid, come Band-Aid.
Yeah,
stuck
yeah.
on-
He wrote a bunch
He
of those
wrote that
commercial
jingle.
jingles. Yeah,
The
he
guy's a
did.
musical
Mhm.
Did
genius.
he? I never knew he wrote jingles.
Oh yeah, he wrote a
Yeah.
bunch of
I
those.
like Could It Be Magic? That was a great song. Could this be the magic I'm waiting for?
Yeah.
You know.
Good stuff.
I've seen his house in Palm Springs.
Really?
I cycled past it, yeah.
Hmm.
I was looking for him, but he wasn't there. It was very disappointing.
You never know who's going to hit it big. I mean, what's that guy's name from Baywatch? Became so huge in the music
David
business in
Hasselhoff?
friggin' Europe.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah, that's it. In
Germany's
Europe,
biggest pop star.
He's
yeah.
oh my god,
You don't
Huge.
hassle the Hoff.
that's right.
Well-
Not Hasselhoff.
I never watched Baywatch. I remember in a better show, Knight Rider.
No,
Hell yes.
Well,
I know.
I tend to lean towards Baywatch just because of the supporting cast.
That's
Just
right.
turn
The,
they
the very
needed
well
some
supported
support.
cast.
They needed some support.
Supported cast very well.
Just turn the volume down on it and watch it. and it's
There you
great.
go.
Yeah, right.
That's all you
Right.
gotta do.
Actually, were they talking? I never noticed.
I couldn't tell you, man.
I don't know. I just saw body movement. That's all. Fats Domino album, Mr. CCDV. You know, man, we might have to get together, Mr. CCDV, and talk about vinyl.
Yeah.
Looking through my
Fats
8
Domino. It's funny he mentions him. The time I went to the Jazz Fest, it was 1983. It was the 20th anniversary of the Jazz Fest, and I got to see that man bounce that piano
Wow.
at his
Nice.
age right across that stage. It
So
was
you
pretty damn
found your
awesome.
thrill
I
on
did.
Blueberry Hill. Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah, it was awesome. My dad and I went down there, and it was so funny because we went down to Sun Records down there, and you would have thought my dad worked there. Everybody knew him, and he lived in
Yeah.
Virginia. You know, it was crazy. I mean, those
That
people
Sun
in the music
Records is
business
Sun
are-
Records in Memphis. Yeah.
Yeah.
there's one in
I've been
Memphis,
at-
but there's also one down in New Orleans.
I thought there
There's-
was another one. Yeah,
yeah,
I've been to the
there's one
Memphis
down in New Orleans.
one.
The Memphis
and it-
one's one where Elvis recorded that.
Yeah,
but
so
there-
there's one.
there's
Where
one
is it
down
in
there.
New Orleans? Where is it in Orleans? Where physically?
I don't know.
Could you
I
remember
don't know.
now?
Dude, you're
'Cause
talking 1983. I was about
I
to join the
wish-
army back then. I don't even know.
Yeah. No, I'm just sad that I missed it. That I
Mhm.
could have been down and looking at that too. But, yeah.
And then more recently, Joe, like you and me were talking about him on, or was it me and Scott were talking about him at the beginning of our rock and roll history journey.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably
I think it's great how we've hijacked Christian's stream already. And,
That's right.
and
Well, he
it's just
mentioned
turned it into the-
one artist, and we're already talking.
Right, we just
I
turned it
know.
into our stream.
I got the right people. Here, script gone. There we go. Ad lib.
You had a script?
No.
Oh, I
I
was gonna
had
say,
a few
that's-
ideas. Actually, I ran out of my ideas, and then pretty much it would be ad lib
Mhm.
and then shoot the shit, as Joe would say. And
That's
that's
right,
where we're
yeah.
at. No, but if you guys have time, check out Pope. He's got a good the history of rock and roll. And yes, he did start off with Buddy Holly, Fats Dominoes. Who was the other guy, the piano guy, the misfit one?
Oh, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee
Jerry
Lewis.
Lee
Jerry
Lewis.
Lewis. Yes.
And
You shake my
Lou-
nerves and you rattle my brain.
Mm.
Too much
Well-
love drives a man insane.
And then we're all the
You
way
broke
up
my will.
to
Oh, what a
basically the
thrill.
mid 70s at this point.
What's that?
Yeah. Well, now you're in punk, right? You did.
We
punk?
just did the punk episode last week, and this week is going to be basically like a parallel episode because it's happening about the same time. Is the new wave of British heavy metal?
No, he's lying, Christian. What he's going to do this week is the haircut bands of the 80s. So Duran Duran,
Oh yeah.
Haircut 100,
Mhm.
Flock of Seagulls. That's
Kind of
Pope
shit I'd have
thing.
on my channel if I was
That's
doing
Pope's
music. You know better than that.
That's the one I bring out if I want to torture in paradise.
Haircut 100, the perfect haircut band.
Right on. Oh, an honorable mention, Mr. John Das Wolfen. He's in the chat. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for
John.
coming out. I really
Good to see you, man.
appreciate that. And I
Everybody
got-
smash that melee button.
And
Let's start
subscribe,
him off right.
Christian, if he's going to
Yes.
do more
Oh.
streams.
Very much.
That's the other thing. Okay, this is my Christian DeLorme YouTube channel. I actually have a Vinyl Revival channel, which this will be transplanted on, and the live streams will be on. Due to technical difficulties, and I won't get into it, I decided to put it on the main channel that everybody seems to be subscribed on. But there's actually another channel called Vinyl Revival.
That's way
I'll
too
move everything.
complicated, Christian. Way too
Yeah,
complicated.
you're telling me. Look, I had.
Yeah, I
Joe
mean, I had to set up a
Carroll.
whole new channel for this. So
You do know you can change the name of your channel, right? Just want to make
I-
sure you know.
I could
You
I?
can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You can.
Okay. Yeah, but see what I did is I went all out and I got a new email address for the other channel and
yeah,
a Rumble link and a Twitter now X link. I went and I did all the footwork. It sucks being
My
well,
God, you're organized. Unlike
is.
us bums, you're
I'm
organized.
learning.
I did all the same things and then got banned off of Twitter. So you know.
Oh, okay. So, Joe,
Sure.
Joe, do you mind keeping the conversation? I got something I'm going to show you. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
remember when we were supposed to meet a month and a half ago near your mom's in Northern
Yeah,
Maine?
somebody said that they were going to be busy, so
Yeah, well, no, I did. I made it up.
now we're getting together down in my state in New Orleans,
Well,
the right way.
yeah.
What's up?
But hold the phone, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
All
I'll
right,
show you
buddy.
So
something
I
cool.
just discovered, I literally just discovered 20 minutes ago, talking to my sisters, that I have a relative who worked on the first two Superman movies.
Really?
Visual effects supervisor. And I
kidding.
never knew this
Wow, man.
until today. He's got an IMDb page. He did a bunch of other stuff, but
Mhm.
second unit director and visual effects supervisor on Superman 1 and 2 and on Supergirl.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, I didn't know this.
Right.
Like, I'd
That's
never.
awesome.
I mean, have
I'm
you ever
gonna try
met
and
him
get-
before?
No, he's
Okay.
quite he's like, I don't know, like a third cousin or something, I guess. But
Okay.
my sister knows more, but I'm going to try and get him on the show because that is just awesome.
Well, that is
Not
awesome,
only did
man.
he work on a,
She can
on a
put you
Superman
guys-
movie, he
put
worked
you
on the
guys
two
together.
good
Oh, yeah.
ones.
Yes, he worked on the good ones. But yeah, it's,
Well, I mean, I love Supergirl. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if you can count that as a good one.
the thing is, he's got his own IMDb, but he's not got the most extensive IMDb but he used to do stuff for television networks as an editor and camera crew, and
Yeah.
he covered things like the Aberfan disaster for American TV.
Right.
That was the big Welsh coal mining disaster. He covered it for American television, stuff like that. Did tons of commercials.
Mhm.
I never knew about any of this, so it's so cool.
Very
So
cool.
I'm
man.
looking forward to trying getting in touch with him. He's
Yeah.
in touch with my sister
Mhm.
and trying to get him on the show. That would be something awesome.
Nice.
Christian, you're back. I filled in for you.
I know, and wonderful. And it's not just babble. It's like, wow, this is a deep story. Wow. You want to be a
Oh, yeah.
co-host?
Hey,
Now,
the ghost,
Joe-
the co-host.
Yeah, you.
I can co-host anytime as long as I don't have to
There
do
you
any
go.
prep. I'm great.
All right. So, Joe, my apologies. I couldn't find what I was looking for you, but
Okay.
Pope, now that I got you in front of me, look what I dug up.
Oh hell
Oh,
yes!
wow.
There you go.
It's mind you, it's my one and only album that I have of these guys, but I had it for years and I actually forgot about it. And
Well,
I wasn't
if that's,
going
if
through
that's the
it
only
like
Priest
this.
album you've got, you picked a good one.
Is that the one right after Screaming for Vengeance?
Yes, it is.
That's what I thought.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then let me show you guys my favorite live album of all times. I don't know if you see
Is
this.
that the Allman Brothers?
Almonds, yeah.
Hell
At
yeah!
go.
Fillmore East.
Well, it's funny, Christian, you should mention them because I'm having an Allman Brothers special show in a couple of weeks with 3 of the road managers that work for them.
No, oh really? I'm going to watch that.
Yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
promoting my show.
Right?
And this just came in recently. It's Pace, Ashton, and Lord.
Oh, great
Alice in
stuff.
Malice in
Pace,
Wonderland.
Ashton, and Lord, yeah.
And it's got John Lord,
Mhm.
Ashton, I
Ian
forgot
Pace,
his first name.
Tony Ashton, Ian Pace.
Tony Ashton and Ian Pace, the drummer of Deep Purple. So,
Well, Willie Fife, that's been on my show many times, roadied for those guys. That was his boys.
wow.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, yeah.
Brian, the problem with your roadie show, it's on Thursdays, and most of the time I'm stuck deep in the trailer and I'm doing delivery. I don't got reception. Next thing you know, I get a
know.
notification and shit, I missed a show. Once in a while I can join.
Yeah. That's you gotta work, mate. Everyone's gotta work. Well, apart from me, but everyone's
know.
gotta work.
That's for
Oh.
Vince. That's me and Helen Slater, the original
Nice.
Supergirl.
Oh, Helen Slater.
I hear she's tall, eh? Joe, you're like 6 feet.
Well, look, I'm almost 6 feet. I'm 5'11", and she's taller
yeah,
than me.
but
Yeah.
wow.
And that was you wearing your heels, Joe.
Exactly.
Wow. Imagine the legs on that lady, Joe.
Right?
They go all the way from the ground up to somewhere.
Rod Stewart's got a song about that.
Rod Stewart would love Helen Slater, I'm sure, because he loves tall, leggy blondes. That's his
You
thing.
know it, man.
And he may have at some point. We don't know.
Oh, well, we don't know. We don't
Oh,
know.
we'll never know.
Whoa, guys, sorry, we're getting bombed by pop culture minefield. I got the lovely Lady Five Elements here. Wow,
Hey,
Yes.
hey.
yeah. Hey, thanks, Lady Five. Thanks for
Cool.
coming. Well, now we got John Das Folson.
You got a
We
great
got
chat.
Martin. We got Lady Five, and we got you, Joe.
Look at
Yeah,
this
there you
great
go.
chat you've got.
Just
I
gotta
know,
get Gary
and
and
as you
Keith
can
in here.
see-
We'll have the whole crew.
That's right.
Yeah, soon. And
we
see,
need
Lady
Gary.
Five, as you can tell, I got a face for super chats, so that's why I'm going out on a limb today streaming. Usually I just give comments. But anyway, it was
Go.
funny in my head.
And yet you have a face for YouTube.
Oh, the letter is V.
You look
My
gorgeous.
apology. I had 50-50.
Lady
So
V told
Element.
Lady V told me earlier today I had a face for radio. So yeah,
You do
Oh.
have a face for radio.
But you got a
Yeah,
voice to
apparently it
be a
runs in the
DJ.
family.
But ironically enough, Joe, no, ideally enough, you have the greatest personality to be a bartender.
yeah, I you got to be part psychologist. You got to be able to talk to people. You got to be people friendly. That kind of thing.
You got.
If you're going to
no-
make money at it anyway, I mean, you can't be an asshole and be a bartender. It just doesn't
And
work
you need to know your fancy liquor.
That's
Very
right.
true.
Got to know your good stuff.
Are you a fancy liquor lover?
Not really. Not really.
All right.
I worked at places where you needed track shoes to keep up. 3 Deep on a Saturday night. Meat market is what they called them. It's where girls go to meet guys on the weekend. You know what I mean? Dance
Shocking.
music and all that stuff.
Shocking.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe, speaking of bartenders and liquors, and this one's for Pope. Do you know how a French lady or French Canadian lady handles her liquor? By the ears. And you, Pope, would like that.
Yeah, isn't that the nick? She nicknamed him Drambuie because he was a fancy liquor.
Mhm. And for all you people who call us frogs up here in Canada, now you know why. Okay, sorry.
That's only half of Canada. Only half of Canada's
No, it's only
Not
like
even.
18% of Canada.
Yeah, something like that. There's only 7 million people in Quebec, so anyway.
Really? That's only the size of Massachusetts.
Yeah. 7 million in Quebec.
To
About
be fair, it's a very big province, but just 90% of it is uninhabited.
Very
pretty
true.
much
Which one's directly above my mom in Maine?
New Brunswick.
That New Brunswick? Okay.
Yeah,
you
and
do
those
New Brunswick and
guys,
then Nova Scotia's over off the coast.
Tiny provinces. Those, yeah.
and those guys are Acadians, and there might be about 200,000 Acadians, which are French-speaking Canadians.
Mhm.
And those are the descendants of the Cajuns down in Louisiana when they got
Right.
deported.
Right.
That's right.
So,
And then in Nova Scotia, a whole bunch of Scottish immigrants came
oh
through.
yeah, big time.
And they decided to put them on an island so they couldn't escape.
Mm-hmm. And
There's a
then
lot
they
of
got,
Peltiers
Yeah,
up there. Where
it
my
meant
mother's
we could
from.
pilfer all the ships that came in first.
That's very true.
There you go.
Didn't think that one all the way through.
and
What's
then they
that
got
Beau
really.
Soleil song? About the Acadians. My wife's too big or something, or
Oh, probably.
she's too big.
See, I'm what? Oh, here, let me try what Joe showed me today. There we go.
There we go.
Hey, look at me. Hey, I'm a streamer. Hey.
Look at that. Wow. Yeah. We have the technology.
But Vince always tells me he's half Canadian. So now I know my buddy Vince, his mom was born in New Brunswick. So there you go. And then watch me.
Right. There we go.
That was left-handed. That was
learned,
left-handed.
You have learned from the masters, of course.
Well, yeah, watching you guys, how can I not become good?
Give it a week, you'll be better than me.
Right? Well, me too.
If you actually learn how to edit videos better than a 5-year-old, you'll be way better than me.
Well, considering this French guy had trouble miking up 3 minutes before the stream start. Yeah.
Hey, look, let me tell you something, man. You're doing better than all of us because you actually started on time. We never do that. Okay. We never do that.
Yeah.
And it took me like 3 weeks to actually get my boom mic to work.
Yeah, you had a nice brick hanging above your head there.
Well, listen, Christian, I wish you all the best. Wish you all the luck in the world with your new channel. Unfortunately, I have a show starting in 10 minutes, so I have to bail. But you guys have a great one, and I will be back at another time. Whenever you decide you need me for a show, you just let me know. I'll be glad to be here.
Yeah,
real
man.
Quick before you leave,
Joe, I'll be hitting you up pretty soon for a Veterans Day show when we figure out what.
I'd love to do that. Absolutely, for sure. You know that. You know I got my vet on hat on right now.
So. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually real quick, Joe. Before I let you go, me and Brian and you are going to do urgent.
Foreigner.
Foreigner.
Foreigner. We're going to do the Foreigner stream on my and Pope. You're more than welcome to come in. And
that's good because I missed the one Brian did.
I know.
I might be in there on that.
That was a power outage thing this summer. I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Well, it will feel like the first time.
It'll feel like the first time for sure.
Oh my God, I'm angry. I didn't think of that.
Right. Look, you guys have fun, and I'll see you next time. Okay.
Take
care.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Oh, thank God we got rid of him. Just kidding.
I know. It's all good and fun.
He was a great guy. Yes, when's the Foreigner thing going to be?
Not sure yet. I just managed. That's another thing. I just managed, but I might have to edit because I got to learn how to put in pictures and slides after watching you and Pope. Okay. And yes, context and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I can show you how to make a slideshow. That's what I do for my shows.
Yeah, slideshow. I've seen that. I just got to learn how to do that. That's not too bad. Oh, Joe. Oh, at the minute. There you go, Brian.
I was hoping you'd heard it. Otherwise, it would have been wasted.
I know. It wouldn't have been so funny.
There's no point in insulting people if they can't hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Cool. That's a waste of an insult.
Yeah, so what else are you planning to do in terms of live streams? Are you going to make this a regular time slot or what's your planning?
You know what? I'm actually thinking of doing like Pope and you before you got monetized. So I'm thinking of when I got an idea and when I got enough material and a few guests, I'm going to live stream. Okay. Not necessarily the same time all the time, but whenever availability is. So if Pope is off on Thursday because he ran his forklift off the loading dock, then I know I can keep him. Just kidding, Pope. Just kidding with the truck driver.
Because he impaled someone with his fork.
His fork?
Yes.
That's what you call those things, fork. Or if Mr. 70s can only show up on Wednesday, my day off, and then I could do that too. But I also plan on doing video as soon as I can figure out this OBS program. Start editing and clipping and doing videos. I got a few scripts of albums that I want to do and so forth, and I'll ad lib with pictures and slides and maybe throw in a bit of music. I keep hearing that on YouTube it's 8 seconds the most that you can do before they flag you. So
Dude,
anyway,
my advice would be clip that part out for the YouTube video and then put that up on Rumble like I did for my Judas Priest review a couple weeks ago there.
okay, sounds good. Okay.
It just will save you so much of a headache in figuring out if it's copyright claim, getting it fixed, getting it back up, all that kind of stuff.
Right. And the problem with these assholes, excuse the expression, but they can come back like 5 years later once you're monetized and you're raking in the cash, and then they can take it out on you and go back in your history and take it out on you. So, so basically, non-sequential live streams about random music and edited videos here and there about, well, obviously my vinyl that I have in my collection.
How much have you got vinyl wise, would you say? What's your quantity?
Okay, so 33s, I'm close to about 500 albums.
Okay.
45s, I got about 150. And yes, I got 78s, and I got about 25 of those.
Interesting.
And they're made out of clay. That's how old those things are.
I've got some old 78s as well, because I had on my wife's family side, one of her predecessors was heavily involved in the Vocalion record label and recorded a bunch of artists in Montreal and then in New York in the 20s. Yeah, so still got
what
some of
70s
his
isn't mentioning is that the clays that he's referring to were actual clay tablets that they used to.
That's right, stone tablets. They used to etch the sound onto.
Wow.
And they had to get, it was just like the Flintstones, you know, they had the big rock going round and around. What would you say then is what's the most unusual album you've got in your collection?
Okay, to be honest,
not necessarily the rarest, but most unusual.
No. It's right here, and I collect albums. Like, I'm one of those guys that, my dad passed away, and I got a bunch of vinyls. What do I do with it? Boom, I'll take him. It's vinyl. I'll take him. It's actually, I think it's right over there. I'm not going to waste my time getting. It's actually, is it Prague Orchestra?
Okay.
A Prague Orchestra. Okay. Film recorded live, like in one of the big churches they have down there. That's my most abnormal, lack of a better word. That's the one I got.
Well, that beats me all hollow. The weirdest one I have is a copy of the Star Trek The Motion Picture soundtrack that I got at my middle school's closing. Like, they closed out the library. So I picked up like 4 or 5 vinyl records out of that.
Nice.
I still have that one. I don't know where the rest of them went.
And I also, something else. I robbed the thrift store. I went to the thrift store to drop some stuff off. And some random young couple, 30-some years old, this guy showed up with bags and bags and boxes. What do you got there? He said, these were my father's. And, you know, of course, he passed on. And he was going to give them to the thrift store. I said, whoa, hold the phone. Drop them right here in my, and those are some of the 78s that I got. And they're old. Yeah, I know. Here's the thing. I still work quite a bit, not enough to sit down and just enjoy, but I think I'll take 1 week vacation and just go through most of my records, the random stuff that I have. So anyway, that's my record story for you, Mr.
Pretty
70.
cool, mate. Pretty cool. I'm impressed. It's nice when you just kind of luck into stuff like that.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, because often places that people go to are picked clean of the good stuff. So sometimes you need that accident to get the good stuff.
Yeah. And the guy was still 10 feet from the door. I'm like, hey, what do you got there? Is those records? He says, yes. Oh, here, I'll take them. Okay. So there we go. I walked away with it.
I remember my dad was getting rid of his vinyl collection because, you know, we'd gone digital years before and he'd already digitized all of it. but he
Okay.
was selling all his old records, and this guy from London showed up.
London, Ontario.
Like, yeah, he was
or
basically here.
London,
He was
England?
here, London, England.
Oh, okay.
He was apparently here for like a medical internship or something, and was really into collecting old vinyl. So he like spent like 3 hours going through my dad's old stuff. Was like, "Oh, you have this?"
Wow.
And my dad got it for like, when it came out for like $5.
Wow.
Great stuff. Yeah, I often wish I could stumble across some distant relative that had a great record collection that had nobody to pass it on to.
Right.
It's not happened yet, but
Well, no.
I did get one of my dad's Jim Reeves albums. I guess that counts. But
Your dad listened to Jim Reeves. That was my dad's favorite.
Jim Reeves. I grew up listening to that stuff on the old radiogram. Big wooden thing with a radio in the front.
Yeah,
and the lid up, and the inside's the record. Jim Reeves.
Nice.
He'll have to go.
Actually, I inherited my parents, Jim Reeves. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
My something or other. You can't say the word.
That's the 3 Drinks Plus version.
Hear the sound of distant drums.
And one of his good songs is Tennessee Waltz.
Oh God, I love the Tennessee Waltz.
Yes, he did a good.
Lots of people did that. He did a good one. Yeah, a lot of people did that, but he did a good one. But yeah, he'll have to go.
Oh yeah, and we being French Canadian, we are known for 2 things: Western country, country Western, and Elvis. I got my parents' records. I got Elvis galore. Oh,
don't you have two types? Don't you have 2 types of music in Quebec? Country and Western?
We do have Western. That's a different branch. Yes.
And French Canadians are known for 3 things, like those 2, but also being bad at hockey.
Awful at hockey, really.
Well, yeah. Wow.
Controversial
to the point where you had to export all your players to colleges in Vermont.
That's true too.
When I was in school at Norwich, basically there was a running joke that we were closer to Montreal than we were to almost any major American city.
Yeah,
and
that'd be true.
Like us versus Middlebury College was basically a battle of like, our Canadians are better than your Canadians.
Oh. Gentlemen, I got a special guest here. She's lovely and she makes every other redhead.
No way to talk about Nick.
No, not quite.
Did you just assume Nick's gender?
Yeah, I did.
It's Courtney. She's down at a coal mine at midnight.
Hi, Courtney.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Hey, I'm just heading back into the condo, so I'm going to keep my camera off for now because I think that was making it trip up. How is everyone doing?
Good, lads. How are you?
Wonderful.
Congratulations!
So you got a lot, Courtney.
Stream. It's very exciting.
You got a lot of fans because of your appearance on
I'm
the
going to
show
have
the
to
other
just
day.
be back in 5.
Okay, so.
Oh, I missed that. What happened?
It's the flying Courtneys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bad reception, I guess.
She's on her phone walking into her condo. So,
okay, considering we're not being monetized, and Brian, this show is sponsored by your Scottish influence.
G&B, yes.
It
rare
says,
G&B.
Yeah.
It says it's rare, but it's quite common.
Blended Scotch.
How rare can it be? It's in like every liquor store in on-demand.
Yeah. But, there's nothing wrong with a good blend. It's what we'd call sipping whiskey.
That's right.
True.
That's right. Well, hey, you got me onto this, sir. If it wasn't for you, I never would discovered the wonderfulness of Scottish whiskey.
The Macallan.
Oh, man, was that ever good?
The Macallan is the good shit.
Oh, big time.
Love it.
Well, thank you. An extra bad habit. Well, it's not a bad habit yet, but I'm sure it could become one. So thank you, Brian.
Indeed, I'm a pusher. I pushed whiskey on you.
What do you
I can't wait to buy you one in person one day.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. But no touching and no nothing. I don't want to damage the already frail's back there.
Indeed, yes. No, we won't be able to indulge in any strenuous, absolutely not gay male wrestling.
That's right. Yeah, Greco-Roman.
We can do some sumo.
Yeah, maybe. Or, let's do like the kids do, a fist pump. That's fair. But I did tell Pope that when I see him, I'm going to give him a hell of a spine cracking back bear hug. I did say that.
No, my back's not too bad yet. I give it a full decade before I'm like 70s here.
Excuse me.
You never know.
I'm waiting for my surgery, a surgical consult soon. And once I get my surgery, I'll be like a 18-year-old again.
Giggity.
I'll still be which means I'll still be a lazy, drunken person.
That's fine.
At least then I was in the military, so I had to do shit. Now I don't have to do shit.
Now you'll have the energy to do nothing.
Now I'll have the energy. Yes. Now it's a conscious decision to do nothing.
And most important, sitting around too long won't start hurting anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, life could be worse, mate. I'm not complaining. I'm certainly not complaining.
Glass half full. I agree with you, sir. Cheers.
Yes. Cheers. Jolly good. Bottoms up.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Pope? What do you drink on your free time?
Well, I mostly stick to beer mainly. I used to work for a brewery up in Boston, so I tend to stick to what I know, and mostly IPAs, a lot of darker beers because us Irish love our darker beers, porters and stouts especially. Not room temperature like you barbaric Britons do.
Well, he's not British; he's Scottish. Big difference.
I'm not so much IPA these days as IP Nightly.
IP Nightly. Multiple nights, multiple times.
Hey, it's all good until the first one, and then you're all done.
I used to like a lot of darker beer back in the day, but now it's the lightest beer I can get is preferred. Like no more Newcastle Brown Ale, no more Guinness.
Newcastle's great.
Newcastle Brown is great, but my God, that causes havoc with your digestive system. That stuff.
Bet.
Yeah, you've been drinking it for days after.
Yeah, I mean, Harpoon used to have this one that used to mess me up because it tasted just like a normal IPA, but it was an 11% Imperial. So you'd be sitting there after work or whatever, just playing video games, just sipping on a beer or two, and then you're like, why am I like all woozy? Oh, I'm not drinking the normal stuff. That's why.
Yeah. Vince is asking because of my back, I guess. Have they asked me to consider Clinton side? Not yet, but I expect there will be a squad at the door any day.
Right. I mean, you are Canadian and you are a vet, so
insisting it's for my own good. Yes. Well, then I'll just tell them I happen to belong to some kind of protected group, like a transitioning group or something, and then they'll back off. But I'm not quite that bad. I'm not done yet. Not done yet.
I'm not.
Yes, it's true. Well, they used to give Guinness to expectant mothers in Britain when I was a kid. I'm not kidding. When I remember, in fact, when my little sister was, my mother was pregnant with my little sister, bottles of stout, they would give them to the Sweetheart Stout. It wasn't Guinness, it was called Sweetheart Stout. And it's good for you. A bottle of this a day is good for you. It says a lot about my little sister, and I can understand now why she turned out the way she did. But
and thus Ireland was created.
Yeah, they used to give it to, but it's actually because way back in the day when people were poor, beer was a staple part of their diet.
Yeah, like the typical American farm breakfast of pretty much up until the mid 20th century was eggs, steak, and beer.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's the keto diet, really.
Right.
And we got
and then go out and work in the fields for like 12 hours.
But you're missing in Quebec, it was the same, except there was gravy.
Yeah, of course. Gravy and curd cheese.
And curds cheese, yes.
Yes.
And I guess down here, I've had to get used to grits. So,
Sounds you've had barbecue.
Grits is actually good. That's
the
one thing I miss.
I think it's the fact that nobody up north knows how to cook them right.
Yeah, I hate it when they're all sloppy and tasteless. They got to have some consistency and flavor to them. Yeah, then they're okay.
But we in Ottawa, being in proximity to New York State, we go down, and I actually bought mixed grit, which a few of the purest friends of mine in the South say, "Oh, that's garbage." It doesn't matter. I did my own grit, flavored it, everything. It was delish. Not as good as when I ran the South there and truck stops and stuff like that. But was it ever good? Extra flavor. I miss grits. When we go down Louisiana, I don't know if we're too far down there, but hopefully I can get some grits.
Oh,
again.
you'll get them there.
I miss that. That's one of my favorite American things. And of course, the big, beautiful black waitress calling me sugar.
Yeah,
I really miss that.
staple
Give
of
me
every
some
diner,
sugar.
every diner in the South.
Give me some sugar.
And then, like where I live now, I'm actually right across the street from a pretty decent barbecue place. So I was going to get a smoker and start playing around with that, but it's right there. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
why bother? Save money.
Indeed.
I'll soon be 400 pounds.
There's lots of people can do it well. Why do I need to try to do it too?
Right.
That's right. That's right. Well, man,
Steamies. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, no, I was just going to say, if you're, if you got other things to do and all that, I got myself exposed to a lot more people than I thought. I thought if you guys got other things to do, I won't hold you back.
I will have to drop out in a few minutes for domestic reasons. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well,
Is
a
that a
man
whip
cannot
I'm
live by
hearing?
streaming alone.
Is that a whip I'm hearing cracking in the background?
Yeah. Well, there's a large hook will just appear from the sign.
I see. No.
And it might go right through my neck, in fact. So.
Oh, wait. Oh,
I'm glad I was still here, Nick.
Lemmy's.
This is huge. Hey, Nick, give me some sugar.
What's up, guys? Christian, it's about damn freaking time you're doing this, dude. I was gonna be around earlier, but then a phone call happened that I needed to attend to. But I'm here, and it's huge.
Mr. Nick Weiser, direct lineage to Lemmy, actually decided to drop on my stream. Hey, dude, I don't care if you're an hour late. Thank you.
Well, I still wasn't happy about being late. You know me,
No.
that's a pet peeve of mine. So I'm airing out my public apology right away.
Randy the Macho Man Savage.
Unjustifiably in a position I would rather not be in.
Well, Nick, I don't want you to think I'm avoiding you, but I was just about to drop out anyway for domestic purposes. But I'm glad you're here to take over from me.
Oh, it'll be all good, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Christian, this has been awesome. We will do it again.
Oh, he's
I'm at your disposal, mate.
All right, we'll do.
Gentlemen,
70s. Before you go, did you see Razorfist's post on the Twitters of his next Metal Mythos?
I have
Alice Cooper.
That's gonna be legendary.
That will be legendary.
That's gonna be like 3 hours long, and you know what? I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah, I can
totally
watch
fine with
that.
it.
I always watch those. Yeah, he's great at those. He's absolutely brilliant. I should have asked him, Angie. I don't like to bug him, but he probably would have enjoyed the show on Monday that we did. But if he had been on it, but yeah, I don't like to bug the guy, but that'll be awesome for sure.
Oh, dude, you know, like especially that Alice has like 800 albums. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I need to look up the current tour dates he's doing because I have seen him a couple of times even in the last few years. So.
In his tour he's doing with Rob Zombie, I know he just came by Illinois recently, but there was just no way that was going to be a thing for me. Though I wish that was. But either way, he's got a new album out. It's pretty good so far. I've listened to it.
I'll watch it later.
Yes, chat. It's called Road. Alice Cooper Road. Go listen to it.
It's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that this is like his 30th album, the fact that he can say something is solid after all these years, like kind of a huge
most bands don't make it
deal.
past 4 or 5 without losing that title.
Hey guys,
No, I know.
70s gotta go.
I gotta go.
All right, bye 70s.
Gentlemen, it's been real.
You've
Hey,
been pleasuring.
a big thank you, Brian. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. It's great to be streaming with you again. I know we've done a few, and you're always supporting us guys. So I really want to be there to support you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Take care, gents. Bye.
oh yes. Hello. Yes.
Mr.
Yeah,
Weiser, how's the man?
I'm good. Just really crazy busy at home as per usual. Snow is white, water is wet. Spider-Man sticks to
Mhm.
walls. Nick is busy, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad you finally got this going. I'm glad we were able to set this up to do this because I appreciate your accommodation of making this happen.
Well, what do you mean accommodation? You say, Chris, we're doing it tomorrow morning. I say, yeah, no problem, Nick. We're on. That's how much accommodating I am. To have heavyweights like you guys, 70s, Joe, you, Hope, Courtney. Geez, who else? What? How much more can a virgin YouTuber ask for?
We'll be gentle.
Thank you.
Well, see, I don't do that lube stuff, so I'm gonna be busting cherries
All
without it.
right. Well, I mean,
As
I'll
long
be
as you're
gentle, I guess.
respectful. As long as you're respectful, I'm cool with that.
Respectfully with lube. Okay, imagine that. Make that statement make
KY.
sense. Respectfully with lube or without
And-
lube.
Make it make sense.
And nothing need to be ribbed for my pleasure. Oh, should I have said that?
Except the ribs. Those need to be ribbed.
Sorry,
This
Nick.
is-
I'm too toxic.
no,
That's why I don't go
no,
on your
good.
stream.
You should be toxic.
No, I
want
should.
you to come-
It's-
I want you to come back, by the way.
And the funny thing is, I come from a devout Roman Catholic family. Trust me. I was an altar boy when I was a kid. I was in the choir. My grandfather on January 1st would give us the annual benediction because he was a patron of the family. We went to church every Sunday. We didn't meet on Friday. My mother was a saint. And then, I came along. So trust me, it's not due to trying or lack of trying. Toxicity, it can infect somebody when you least expect it.
Well, good. We want it to be infectious. That's what it's all about, is it not?
It is. It is. Depends what kind of infection you're giving.
Everyone has AIDS.
Hey, I can say it's the pleasure in the giving,
Yes.
more than receiving.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Before-
okay,
What?
Martin, I actually do have pictures, and being born in the 70s, there's also a picture of me doing my first communion in a nice powder blue suit from the 70s that my wife still laughs at me for. So yeah, you'd love to see it. We'll get together, my friend. I'll show you pictures. So
Get it in him.
Courtney's back.
I am back halfway. I'm just putting groceries away.
Hi, Courtney.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. This is not inaugural anymore. It's popping Chris's cherry stream.
Oh,
Yeah, pretty much.
good.
Yeah, you showed up at the right time.
Perfect. What's up, Nick? What's up, Pope?
Hey,
Not
Courtney. Long time no see.
Well, I see you, but you don't see me because I'm in the chat usually.
No, it's true. But hey, good to see you as always. A pleasure. Okay.
Okay, I know. I'm just putting things that have to go in the freezer, and then I'll be able to show my face.
Oh yes, the good old fridge. I can hear the fridge door being opened and all that jazz.
Well, here I'll give you guys a view. I'm in a
Oh,
We're getting the
perspective.
show. Awesome.
I'm in a condo, like a look.
That's your new place?
No, I do. I wish I lived here.
Okay.
I wish I lived here. Let me just put the rest of this away. You guys chat amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Oh, we have been. We've been
All right.
talking about lube and all that good stuff.
And popping cherries and
Oh, sweet.
we have
We have a
no
lot
lube.
of cherries
Yeah.
to bust.
You gotta relate it to music though.
And-
Cherry Pie by Warren.
And
Well-
and we're talking. This is kind of the stream like Christmas. Giving is better than receiving.
Of course.
Mm.
Mhm.
So
Well,
Nick,
Spirit in which everything is given.
yeah.
What?
I
I'm
had a
listening.
comment to make, but I'm not gonna make
Oh my God! Come on, go ahead. Come on.
I was gonna say, are you guys the givers or the takers?
Or are you the top or the bottom? Is that what you're insinuating, Courtney?
Yes, you're very intelligent, Kristen.
That is exactly what she's saying.
The only thing I'll admit to is being a truck driver, I always back up before unloading. That's all.
That is funny, actually.
And being
Thanks,
a forklift
Nick.
driver, I just drive in at high speed.
Oh,
That's interesting that you're a truck driver and whereabouts of the world you are. So that's an interesting thing. I'll have to talk to you another time about that.
and you actually missed the part where I was going about my devout Roman Catholic upbringing. But thanks to my buddy Vince, he's not going to make jokes about that, being an altar boy and all that. So,
Yeah, my father was an altar boy, and he calls himself a recovering Catholic. I know that could offend some people, but he was a hippie. He became a hippie
yeah,
with
which is
hair,
cool.
just like Nick Wise's though. He had amazing hair, Nick,
Mm.
just like yours.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, his senior picture in high school, I was like, "That was your hair? It was awesome. You look like a metalhead."
Courtney, can you read this, Courtney? I'm starting to like this Mr. CCDV. He sounds like a good dude.
Yeah, he's good people.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, he's
Yeah,
on my
that's
stream. Go
easy.
figure.
That's awesome.
He's on my stream.
He's on your stream, so you
I
guys
know.
get to cross streams together.
And Mr. Yeah, I know. Is that a Ghostbuster reference?
I love all the male references that come along with Nick Weiser and
I know.
and other
I
certain
know.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, duh. It's got. I can't just not let that be a thing. Like
The pride of the Dix division is on the line.
yeah, I am part of the Dix division and all.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Where I go, the Dix follow.
And you know what?
Oh, I need to
And stand at attention usually.
Is it sunny where you are, Courtney?
yeah, I think so a little bit. I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
see
yeah.
anything. I need to go on my screen, or I can hide back here a little bit.
Oh yeah. See, here in Eastern Standard Time. Oh, there we go. Eastern Standard Time. It gets dark around like 5:45.
Yeah,
Eastern.
a little bit later down here because we're like
That's
1,000 miles closer to the equator than you are. But
I just figured I'd sit outside because I actually have a nice little area to sit in. There's a pool that's not working. There's a tennis court over there. Should I go play tennis?
I don't know.
You should play
Can your
tennis.
body handle it?
What?
Can your body handle it? You can pull a muscle.
Oh yeah, I pull muscles all the time, but it doesn't matter. I keep going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I don't give up.
I'd stick to pool if I were you, Courtney.
They have hot tubs down there too. Yeah, this is a pretty cool place. So, and the reason I took even longer, I didn't even look at what she gave me. I left it inside. The owner, I was knocked out of here last night, and it was not my fault. She brought me a $30 gift card.
Wow,
today.
Nice.
Yeah, I was talking to her outside. It was very kind of her.
Now, Courtney, you said to me you're only there till Tuesday, or like?
Yeah, so I am up in the mountains right now. This is where I used to live. I don't care say where it is. Steamboat Springs, Colorado. You know about it, Christian. It's
Okay.
a ski area, and my car is effed. I don't know if we're cursing or not on your stream.
Yeah, you told me about that. I heard you on Monday on 70s.
Yeah, so it needs a new engine, and I just bought it less than 6 months ago. It's like a 2011 Ford Escape. You know, it's a
insult to injury. Yeah.
Yeah, I paid $7,000 for it, and they want $6,000 to replace the engine and stuff. So it's like I don't think that car blue books even at 13, and I've not even had it 6 months. But I'm working with them, and I think they're going to try and get it down for me, which is nice. So.
Well, don't worry. I bought my Chevy Equinox. Same thing. I bought it 1 year later. It conks out. Okay, no problem. It cost me $4,000 because I had some insurance and all that, but it still cost me $4,000 to get the engine in, and I lost my car for a month.
Was it something with a cylinder?
No. It just everything seized, like the crankshaft and all that shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and the problem is, it's kind of funny being a professional truck driver. I didn't check the oil in my car because I thought because I'm putting in synthetic oil, it wouldn't go bad. But the problem with those models, 2015, 2014 Chevy engines, they burn oil. There's a gap about 1,000 of an inch where a drop a minute or a drop every 15 seconds of oil goes and gets burned in the piston, and so forth, and then it just runs your motor dry.
And that's not
Yeah.
the cheap oil either. That's the expensive oil.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well,
You got a nice place there, Courtney.
Yeah, it's just a little it's like a 2-bedroom condo that I don't know. I got a really good I'm paying very little for it because of the person. So it's nice. I come up here to kind of help out with my ex-husband, but I don't like to stay over there because if we're together more than a couple minutes, we bicker. It just goes that way. So keep my distance a little.
Yeah.
Yes, keep
Yes.
that bloody
So,
distance.
were we talking about music at all? What kind of?
Well,
we
yeah,
just chatting?
I've only been here for 15 minutes, and
were.
since I've been here, it's been about dudes and toxicity, and we've not talked
Well, that's
once
cool.
about music.
And-
We should, though. We should. I agree. We should talk about music.
You know what? You're all, and I'm very happy. You're all my friends. We can talk about anything. Okay,
We
we're
could.
together.
And you're the
Let's
vinyl
do this shit.
revival. You're the vinyl revival. So I think we kind of owe it to you to talk about music. In all fairness,
I have big
Well, we
news.
could.
I have big news regarding vinyl.
All right, shoot.
oh,
Courtney.
So I had given up on collecting vinyl because I lost my record collection twice in my lifetime, and it has been since 2008 since I owned a record player. I bought a record player, and I'm up to like 13 records already. It's very exciting. I used to have so many. That's the whole reason I started talking to that 70s rock fan, is because I saw his vinyl behind him on a stream. I was like, oh my gosh. But I'm in the
hey,
scene again.
70s, you got nice wax.
Yeah, that's totally. I was like, is that a Stranglers? Wait, what is that? What is that? And then he was like pulling records out. I was like, yes,
Oh,
we will be friends.
all right. Sorry, Courtney. I don't want to cut you off. I'm bad for that.
Cut me off as much as you want.
But were you done?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So I'm not cutting you off.
Hope has to slide out.
Something
unfortunately,
that's,
it's dinner time around here.
Yeah, Pope. You've been really cool. Thanks for coming and sitting with us for almost an hour after a long day of work. Pope, you're really cool. Thank you, man. I love
Hey,
you.
nothing I like more than sitting around for an hour after work because, I need it.
Pope is good people. He is good people. So
But
Pope is the best. And when I go down to Myrtle Beach, I'm going to stop and hit. Wow, already last year I went west and I went to Chicago and met the great Mr. Nick Weiser.
Chicago.
Nick,
you
yeah,
guys met? I'm so
We
jealous.
Oh
did.
yeah,
We-
shit. Oh yeah, we got
we
drunk
hung
together.
out. We had pizza.
Yeah, and I bought him Slayer's first album on vinyl.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
starting
did.
that final addiction, I like it.
Yeah,
A
and
full
what I'm
supporter
going
of
to
this.
do to Mr. Metallicus here, the great Pope, is I got two people I want to meet down your way, down Virginia. I love Myrtle Beach. My parents used to take me down there. It was budget, Walt Disney World, Florida. We went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Pope, I'm going to get you one of these albums, this specific album, your favorite on vinyl. And I'm going to
Outstanding.
bring it down to you, give you a big bear hug, and we're going to hang around. And I don't know if we're going to get blacked out drunk, but we're going to have a good time and hang out together.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. And I'll be in touch with you for future streams and stuff like that.
Absolutely, man. And just Admiral Teague asked a question before I go. I do prefer Dio, but I can't knock Ozzy at all. But with that bombshell, I gotta go. But thank you for having me on. It's great to finally actually do this. We've been planning it for a long time, and I'm happy to see it actually finally come together.
And thanks to you, Pope, because you're one of the main forces that got me to convince myself to do this. Thanks, brother.
Outstanding, man. And to the chat, thank you guys for hanging out with us. And take care of your mental health. It's fucking important. All right, guys.
Mental health.
I will bid you all a good night.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Pope.
Bye, Pope.
All right. So to answer Admiral Teague, as somebody who remembers Black Sabbath, because I was born in 71, I remember when I was a kid, all that music. I personally prefer Ozzy. He adds more edge to it, and some of my favorite songs are Ozzy songs. Dio, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a great man in his own right, wonderful, but I do prefer Ozzy than Dio. So there you go. What about you, Nick?
Oh, go on.
I am Ronnie James Dio through and through. When I think of Black Sabbath first, I think of Heaven and Hell and the Mob Rules before I think of Masters of Reality. So I love Ronnie James Dio. I mean, I like Ozzy. I don't have the same love that people have for him. But
Right.
I think Masters of Reality is probably my favorite Black Sabbath album. But if they're saying, all right, Nick, you gotta choose one Black Sabbath album to bringing on the typical desert island, it's gonna be Mob Rules.
Okay. And I
Nice.
got that album on cassette tape.
Oh, nice. That is glorious to hear.
And what about you, Courtney? Ronnie
So-
James Dio or Ozzy?
I'm definitely Dio now, but interestingly enough, at first, I really just knew the Ozzy stuff. That's more of what it was. I knew more of it because of that's what was around. But the more I've gotten to know like 70s and everyone else, and like hearing and actually like kind of researching it for the one stream because I didn't know a lot about it, Dio all the way is what I have to say.
Now,
All the way.
Vince brings up an interesting fact. Ozzy was better without Sabbath, and Sabbath was better with Dio. Now, mind you, that could be held. I only think if I'm going to take that opinion, Ozzy was better without Sabbath because he had Randy Rhoads with him. Now, does that
Randy
take away,
Rhoads is amazing.
but does that take away from what's his name?
Tony Iommi.
Tony Iommi.
They're all
Tony
amazing.
Iommi is the better riffer.
It's Tony.
However, Randy Rhoads is the better shredder. Because
Okay.
Tony Iommi is not a shredder; he's a riffer. He is about writing the riff, and he
Right.
is the architect of trad wave heavy metal. So
Okay.
I would say that's how it goes. I mean, for me, my favorite Ozzy guitarist, Randy would be in close second, but I actually really like Jake E. Lee. I feel like he did not get the amount of love and appreciation he should. But to be fair, he was right after Randy Rhoads, so he was ever going to truly be judged fairly. So he was just the wrong guy at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
So if he had probably started off as the first guy and then Randy Rhoads as the successor, yeah, I think it's safe to say Jake Ely would have a lot more acclamation to him. But it happens. That's just the nature of the beast. Gus G
That's
was
right.
great too. His short stint, even though I didn't like the albums he played on, but Gus G was an absolute monster of a player, and he has another great band of his own called Firewind. Actually, Gus G was on Camelot's channel a few months ago. Camelot, yeah, Gus G was on Camelot's channel as a guest.
Okay. And Admiral Teague's got a good point. When it was time to move on, we were lucky because basically we got two Black Sabbaths. And it's true, right? One with Ozzy, one with Ronnie James Dio. So anyway, and again, Nick, I'm going into the deep end with my floaters on my arms because I'm not a metal guy one bit. You know what I mean? Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm more of a classic rock, hard blues. I like the original Black Sabbath, but I'm not a heavy, deep. I'm not like Poping You, death metal and stuff like that.
Do you like
I'm more of a
Danzig at all?
melodic guy.
Do you like Danzig? Because there's some bluesier stuff on Danzig's albums.
To be honest with you, I never heard of Danzig. Okay, I'm slowly taking baby step. I'm listening to Pope
Okay.
every Sunday.
Listen to Danzig's first album, the self-titled one.
Okay, Danzig.
Listen to that. There's definitely some bluesier parts on there. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a heavy metal record first, but there's some bluesier stuff on there. There
Okay,
definitely is. And Glenn's voice his voice is absolutely incredible. And he's 68 now, and still to this day, the man's still got it. He looks like a vampire. I saw Danzig last month actually in Chicago, and yeah, Danzig absolutely destroyed the Aragon Ballroom. It was absolutely a sight to behold. And
nice.
a lot of people, usually when they think of Danzig, they think of the Misfits. But for me, when I think of Danzig, I think of Danzig. So that's
Okay.
that's my. Of course, I do like Sam Hain as well, but dude, yeah, Danzig is the way of all life for me. And got me a sweet Danzig shirt, of course, there. He even had his comics there. It was cool to see.
Now, you talk about Danzig being 68. What do you think of Judas Priest's newest live
Song.
cut there?
The
do
new
you think
Judas
of that?
Priest song that came out last week, I thought it was great. It reminds me of two albums. The opening reminded me of something that would have been on the Turbo album, and then the rest of the song after the intro sounded like pretty much a continuation from their previous album, Firepower. So I was like, okay, I wonder if this is an indication of what the new Judas Priest album is going to be like in March. So it's going to be basically an orgy of Turbo and Firepower, if that's an indication. Let's
Okay,
just assume that it is. If that's the case, that's really interesting because I know Firepower has a lot of respect among Priest fans. The album
right.
that came out 6 years ago, but Turbo absolutely does not. I mean, Turbo was such a polarizing album when it came out. The funny part is, I don't even hate Turbo. I'll even go as far as to say I kind of even like it. I can understand why Priest fans don't like it as much, but I didn't think it was a bad album. I think it was just not the strongest Priest album. I could see people's criticisms of it. I think there's a lot of valid criticism, but I kind of dig the record. And I've definitely, I've gotten torched by a lot of great friends of mine because of loving Turbo. Because yeah, Turbo is considered a reviled album amongst Priest fans. It's
Okay,
the no, we don't talk about that album.
but doesn't that blow your mind that 50 years in, 50, I'm 52, Nick. Okay,
Yeah.
50 years in, these guys are still making music that could be
And
like
still being good on
still
top of it.
being
One thing to
good.
be putting out,
Exactly.
but to be for it
Exactly.
to be good is a whole other thing. Yeah, it blows my mind because this is their 19th album coming out in March. It's like,
Absolutely.
geez, 19 albums and
That's
16 of
insane.
them with Halford, 16 of them with Halford. It's and the fact that they can even have an album that will still spawn the conversation. It's wild, and the fact that Halford still has it too. Yeah, everything about it blows my mind. I can't wait till that album comes on March because that is one of those things where I will definitely be doing a review and then maybe a few streams on it because Judas Priest always warrants the conversation.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sharing
Cool.
your stream at one moment, so sorry.
You're sharing my stream.
Yeah, so
Sharing
people,
the
well, I couldn't do it from my phone.
streams.
That's why I came in to go to my laptop so I can tell
Okay.
people to come
No,
say
it's all
hello.
good. So, Nick,
Mhm.
basically what my gig is with this here, I know I've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah.
Dan, Pope Metallicus actually convinced me. Well, he didn't convince me. It's watching all you guys. I'm like, wow, these guys are all regular guys like me. They all love music. I can do it the same thing. Basically, I got a shitload of albums. I got about 500, over 500 LPs. Okay, but it's not just one sound. Like I got jazz, I got pop, I got classic rock, I got hard rock, I got well, Pope was really proud of this. I got this one.
Oh, Defenders of the Faith is a great
I can't
album.
see, I can't see. Oh,
That's the second Priest album I ever heard was Defenders of the Faith.
Will you show me again? I was on the other things sharing it. I just heard. I just want to look at it.
No. Here we go. Here we go, Courtney.
Nice.
And yeah,
It's real.
as
It's
you can see
alive.
over here, I actually bought this in a garage sale, and they had stickers and stuff like that. Like this is duct tape, not duct tape, but masking tape, and they were putting names on it and stuff like that. But more or less, I'm just going to showcase my albums. And like I said, I'm not just a metal guy. I'm a music lover. I love jazz. I love classical. I love on and on and on. And Pope's gone now, so I can actually say that. There's a bit of disco that I don't mind. I know, Nick. Don't hate me. We're still bros. But
I like it all. So
yeah.
I'm not judging you in any way, shape, or form.
But if Nick's being quiet there, that worries me.
No, dude. I mean, here's the thing. Here's where I'm at. I like what I like. I never apologize for it. I mean, I'm not gonna agree with everything people like, and I don't necessarily need to. I rather have people honestly stand by their convictions. Like there's one guy who's got a great podcast. I can't say I'm wild about his band, but I like what he has to say when he does his podcast.
Right.
And it makes me think, okay, and he's the type of guy who does engage in conversation with people who aren't into his band. And I respect that about him because it made me a subscriber to his channel. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
actually respect that. And I'd rather have someone who's willing to stand by, what they believe and have that open engagement. I think that to me is better, is when you can have those type of conversations. Because I'll say it, like to me, Metallica, they existed in the early 80s, and then they got into a plane crash that was really tragic in 1988, and they are never to be seen or heard from ever again.
Right.
But that's just what I stand by. So that's where Metallica started and stopped.
Right. Mind you, speaking of music, I'm like your Slayer fan, right? Me and Trina, we are there because we love Nick Weiser and his 32 flavors. We are the first one to show up, the last one to leave, and once in a while, we will leave our home and travel long distance to go and meet the
Crazy man. I'm still grateful for that experience, and
So
I'm
am I.
hoping
No, dude,
me
I
and
miss
you,
I miss you.
hey, I miss you, man. But when me and you and Common hang out in Texas, that's gonna be even better because we'll have barbecue in Texas.
Well, actually, I told Common we were going to polish off a 40 ouncer of tequila because tequila is my drink. I don't drink.
Okay.
I drink whiskey because 70s got me into it. I'm a beer and tequila guy. And I told Jesse, I said, we're fucking polishing off a 40 ouncer. He says, you know what, Christian? I can't wait to get blacked out drunk with you.
Do you know what the great thing about I haven't had a drink in almost 7 years, but I love hanging out with people that are drunk because I'm one of those people that like absorbs other people's energy.
That's
and
right.
actually it's more enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
Like I will get goofy with people
Nice.
because they're like I don't know. I feel energies.
Okay.
I'm one of them. Weirdos.
All right, Courtney. Just to answer Nick, not to talk about music, but my channel will basically be live streams about music and me showcasing my LPs, my 45s, and my 78 out of my collection.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's I go far and wide. I go far and wide. I got metal. I got jazz.
Do you have any
Tell me
10
more.
inches?
Yes, Aerosmith. Oh, sorry.
I miss all my vinyl.
No, 10-inch record, the song by Aerosmith.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. There's a band called Electric Frankenstein, and I used to have their.
Here's a very toxic joke, and Courtney, you're gonna love this joke.
The toxic joke.
Courtney,
I'm shutting this because I can hear everybody.
Oh, fuck them.
I'll give it a minute. It'll be fine.
It'll
be fine.
That's right. They won't remember you tomorrow, Courtney. All right, Courtney, are you a connoisseur of food?
Yes. I used to be a huge foodie. Nowadays, I'm a little pickier, but that's just because of medications.
Foodie is a cool word now. Okay, that's what the kids say, foodie. All right, so talk about foodie. Courtney, what's the difference between medium and rare?
A huge difference. Medium is gone. Okay. Rare is rare.
No. 6 inches is medium, 9 inches is rare.
I always go, when you said foodie, my father owned a restaurant like until I was in my 20s, a fine dining seafood and steakhouse. And I was like, oh, I got this foodie talk.
Hey.
Hi, Davina.
Listen, look who's there.
Hi, Jason. Hi, Admiral G. And hi, Mr. CCDB.
Oh, my favorite Davina of all times. Of all the Davinas I know, Davina Duckworth is my favorite. Thanks for dropping in, Davina. I'm very flattered. Thank you. And as you can see, I have a face for super chats and comments in the chat. That's it. So thank you, Davina.
You are nothing what I envisioned.
What did you think I looked like?
I thought you had like long gray hair. It's just weird, like when you talk to people and like what music they're into or whatnot. That's like just what I kind of like. I thought maybe a beard, but like longish gray hair and.
I do have a beard, but only in the winter. I'm a practical guy, not a fashionable guy. So from April to October, I'm clean shaven. October to April, I got a big beard.
Is it for hockey or just for warmth?
No, it's because I'm a truck driver and I work outside. And up here in Canada, it's freaking cold.
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah, minus 40
hi, Martin.
Fahrenheit. Yeah, Davina's here.
And Martin's here. Martin Cospa Santana.
I know.
Martin,
That guy blew my
hello.
mind. Martin. So
Yes.
anyway, Nick, that's what my platform is. Grunge Delorme. Oh, Vince. I love Vince. You know what? I
Vince
met
is the
Vince.
Gilded King.
Yeah, he's the Gilded King. The guy is clever, smart. I can't say
He's
he's good
funny.
looking.
Vince, you are funny. I love
He's
in the chat.
hilarious.
He says funny stuff.
But you know what, Vince, I loved ever since I met in the chat. I think we were on Nick. It's one of those Monday night chats you do with Comic Divisions
Comics
and all that.
Division, yeah.
Yeah. I met
Yelling at
Nick
partners.
but Nick is one of those guys. You guys ever met somebody in life that you're like, hey, I like this guy right off the bat. I love this guy, or I love this girl.
Dude,
He's cool.
stop.
Interestingly enough, I just met a YouTuber randomly to go to a metal show. Low Spec Linux Laptop, if you guys have heard of him. He's always around the chat.
Yes,
Who?
yes. I know him.
Low Spec Linux Laptop. He's into a lot of Japanese metal.
Okay.
And
okay.
there's an all-girl
Oh
Japanese
yeah, I know
metal
who
band
he
called-
is. Yeah.
Yeah, he always puts a little penguin up like when he comes in. He came up to the town that I live in, and he actually bought the ticket. It was very nice of him. We saw Hanabiye. I called them Hanabi, but I guess they're Hanabiye. And those girls were crazy. Like you would not imagine how much energy they had on stage. Like little, just petite, cute little like Japanese girls, and then they're like, "Rah!" It was awesome.
All
I
right.
believe it.
Okay. You guys pop my my streaming cherry, Nick and
Oh
Pope.
yeah.
and,
What do you
70s.
expect?
Is it fair to put one of my like Davina on the spot? Would you do that? And
how's that
to give her a
done?
compliment.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
You do whatever you want on the
Honestly,
stream, and you form your
Yeah.
own personality, and people come back because they either like you or they hate you. They'll
All right,
still come
well-
back sometimes if they hate you.
All right.
Just
Well,
roll
Yeah.
with it.
I always had a high respect for Davina because not only was she ever always there, she was always very classy. You can actually see that through her comments, the way she writes and all that. But my God, does that woman ever add to whatever stream you're doing? Because
Oh, the knowledge. Yeah.
the
information
knowledge,
and stuff.
because whatever stream I'm watching, Davina's in there, and let's say Brian's like, "Oh yeah, that's right, Davina." Blah 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 blah, and Brian's reading what Davina typed, or like whatever else. Like I just love Davina.
She is great. I remember we were
wonderful.
talking about Tower Theater or something, and I couldn't remember. It's from my hometown, and she like brought up all the information. It was cool because I was
I
like,
know.
it was reminding me. So Davina, you rock for that.
And you know what? She's really classy. Like she doesn't
She's
say
good
bad
people.
things like I do and stuff like that.
Like
She's a really
me.
nice lady. I have nothing but respect for Davina. My hat to you, Davina Duckworth.
You have no hair either. You see, I like the
I'm a
ball.
sexy ball guy.
I like the ball.
There
Nick,
we go.
where are you today?
Was that?
I am off camera right now. I'm
Oh,
here though.
God.
I'm here and alive.
Now,
I'm enjoying my time here, boo boo.
Now, Courtney, were you there on 70's stream when they were making fun of him for being bald and all that? And I added a super chat. I said, "Hey, Brian, don't listen to your panel. God made one perfect head, and the rest he put hair on them."
That's true. That's true.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think I was there when you said that too. I like like I grew up with a lot of like in the punk scene. So there were a lot of punks and skinheads. Not like, not the
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
kind. Like,
yeah.
just we all got along. So I like shaved heads. I always have. And my brother, he lost my half brother, he lost his hair early. So he just shaved his head. I love it. I think
Yeah,
it looks great
me
on
too.
him.
Me too. Now, okay, sorry. Hey, Nick,
Yes.
Did you ever play that gift that I brought you? That vinyl record? Did you ever get to play it and listen to it? That's been bugging me
No,
since
and
last year.
no, and here's why. Because I've not had a chance to listen to any vinyl in the last year because, well, I gotta get a new record player.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
You
listen,
can get
dude,
a cheap one, really.
No, but dude, even if my Slayer album is not the first one, I don't care. I just want to make sure that you
Oh, it's gonna get played. I promise. It's gonna happen.
Christian, I have a request if you ever find something, but it's a Canadian thing, so I don't know. It was
Shoot.
a hard album to find when I was younger, but I found it in like a dollar record bin when I was
All
a
right.
teenager.
What is it?
Teenage self-titled album. Do you know the band Teenage Head?
Well, yeah, I know Teenage Head.
They had that song "Ain't Got No Sense." Ain't got
Yeah,
no
but they
sense.
got another song that was more popular. I think it was like a top
I-
40.
I
Teenage
like that.
Head.
I want that first album though, with the white cover and it's just them on the front. Teenage Head. It's the
You want it?
self-titled.
You want it?
Yeah,
I'll
If
get
you
it.
find
I'll
that,
get it for you.
I will
You know
Venmo
what?
you. I want it so badly.
I'm one of those guys back in the 80s and early 90s. I could go into record stores and find gems like the White Album for
Oh, me
$5.
too.
Yeah,
Me
the
too.
White Album.
I remember finding a Lydia Lunch album, but she used to be in this band called Teenage Jesus and the Jerks. It's very rare. I paid 99 cents for it.
Teenage
That
Head.
was like a
Okay.
$150 record.
All right, Courtney, Teenage Head it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Teenage Head, the White
Just because
Album.
I lost it in the fire and I could never, the white one.
No,
I could
I'll
never
give it
find
to
it
you.
again.
I'll give it.
So
Okay, but you got to give me a straight address. You can't fucking keep moving around there like you're doing.
I have a P.O. box that is in my town. That's what I do everything to because I haven't found my forever place yet. So like where I actually do have a place, like I'm on a lease now down in the city that I live in, but it's ending in February. So I have to find somewhere. I want to find like, I don't know if I'm going to stay in Colorado. I don't know yet because Colorado, the rents are going very high for
Yeah, they
nothing. For
They are.
nothing. If I had
Let's
a
go back to
roommate,
Philly.
I've been thinking about it. I've actually been thinking about the East Coast. Boston, I know is really expensive, but a lot of my roots are there too. And
right, well,
outside of the city. So Boston,
Pope.
Philly.
Look at Pope. He's in Winchester, Virginia. You don't need to go like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just
I
find
have been
yourself
thinking
a nice
Philly though,
hotel.
because I have friends, and especially if my car bombs out. In Philly, you can walk everywhere or take the L or it's so easy to get around. And I have friends where I could rent a room for now.
But in Philly, what's your chick going to give you? Like a basement full of freaking cockroaches and rats? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't choose necessarily to be in the city anymore. Like I lived in South Philly, and that was an issue. If you were in an apartment building, like cockroaches from you had to. I always had cats. Always have cats when you live in apartments in the city.
There we go. Read this, Courtney. Mr. CCDV, a vet.
Oh, in Arizona?
Yeah.
7,000 feet. Yeah, that's about where I am now in Steamboat. I'm down closer to Denver. Like I'm just currently right now for the week, but I'm closer to Denver now. But Williams, Arizona. How far is that from Casa Grande? Do you know if you've heard of that town? Because I have a very, very close, very, very close like childhood friends that live there.
Mr. CCDV, how far are you from Casa Grande?
Grande. Casa Grande. I think it's
French guys speak.
Not far from
French guy speaking Spanish. Martin Acosta is pissing his pants right now. I'm sure.
Well, I'm the dummy that you'll laugh at it, but I'm the dummy that took French in high school. If I had taken Spanish, I would have been like, it would have been so much more effective today, with.
There you go, Courtney.
Nice. Couple hours. Yeah, I have very good friends that took over their grandfather's tire shop in Casa Grande. So something to consider because I'm not held anywhere.
Well, you're held at the garage where they're fixing your car, right? Unfortunately.
If they don't fix it for a lower price, then it's probably not getting fixed.
Well, you know what? I would work anyway.
I'm working with them. They're actually being cool because they sold me the car. It's the guy that sold me the car. So he's working on taking labor costs and stuff like that off.
Oh, well,
but the initial bill, I was like,
Can you do payment arrangements with that guy?
Yeah, that's what we're
All
working
right.
on.
Well,
too.
then, okay, then it's not as bad as you thought.
No,
But
the initial wow was wow.
yeah, I know.
Whoa.
All right, so 2.5 hours from Phoenix. Does that help, Courtney?
CCTV. That's very good to know. That's very good to know because I'm looking at options. Like I'm not tied anywhere anymore. You know, I'm divorced. I don't know anyone in the town that I live in except for people that I've met since I moved there. Colorado, obviously, I have like my dad lives in a town that's not far from here, but I'm not tied here. And I've never been afraid to move places. You know, I've always I stayed a lot of time in Colorado, but I was in Boston, back to Philly. I lived in California. I'm not afraid. So
And on a side note, Mr. CCDV, reach out to me. I think you can get my email through my channel and all that. I think the email's there. Anyway, get in touch with me. If you want to talk records, do a live stream, stuff like that, you're more than welcome, buddy. If
he knows good music.
yeah, well, not only you know good music, but you're friends with Pope, and you're a vet, so you can do no wrong. Let me tell you a little something. I got my son who's actually going to get deployed to Latvia in the Canadian military right now. So yeah, military vets, you guys are all good people to me. All right,
I have ultra respect. Yeah.
Yeah, big time. And let me tell you, if I did not fail the medical back in the 80s, I'd be in the military myself too. So anyway,
I was almost recruited to the Army band. They were trying to recruit me, but I was way too punk rock, and I just thought it wasn't me. Now looking back, the Army band is amazing, and I probably could have had a lot of good, benefits and stuff from doing it. But
yeah, but you don't know that, Courtney. You followed your heart. You had fun. You were doing punk
I
shit.
did.
Life was good. There you go. Now you're where you
My
are.
glory days. I'm back to them. Though. I mean, I'm back to them. I'm going to shows. I couldn't believe I got on stage with the guys from like these amazing bands, and I sang. I'm not a singer. I just got up there and did it.
What was that video you sent to Brian that you like? I fucking sent money to Brian that you were dancing and
that's where I got on stage. I'm on stage with the guitarist that was in the Circle Jerks and Bad Religion, and the bassist and the other guitarist are from the Dickies, and the drummer is from the band Goldfinger. And I got up and sang, and it was the most amazing thing because they're an awesome band. Like they've been playing forever and ever, and I don't know how to sing. They put me on the spot, and I just was like, I can't embarrass myself. I was so scared, but at the same time, I was just like, F it. And I went up there and I just did crazy dance moves, and I forgot 2 of the verses to a song that I know every word to. I just made it up though.
All right. So Admiral Teague, what is the Army of the Potomac? Is that a joke? Is that a George Washington? I don't get it. Can you enlighten me with that? So I'm just curious because like I said, I sent picture to Nick about my son in the Canadian military. Nick, my boy's being deployed December 9th, just before Christmas.
Oh, whoa.
Latvia, right beside Ukraine, on the NATO base. So,
I wish him the best, man.
Yeah, me too.
I pray for everybody that does that. I've had friends, and I'm always the one that I emailed once email was around, but I was always the one that would send letters to everybody. That was I was that person, that because I feel like it gets lonely and stuff like that.
But okay, send me. I forgot about it only because I'm in my 3rd glass of this stuff. I forgot what album Teenage Head. All right, send it to me.
Yeah, and the song "It Got No Sense." I will. It's in that movie. Is it 1980? No, I'll find out the movie. It's in an 80s movie.
Right.
But I'd heard of them before that movie, but I just love that. I love that album. It's a great album. It's just like kind of clean, kind of punky rock and roll, but more rock and roll-ish.
All right, guys, I'm going to finish off the stream. I think, Nick, you still there, man? You muted us.
Yes.
There we go. He's back. He's huge. He's 69. Slayer. All right.
Dude.
So I'm gonna
pulse that shit off, man.
what?
Pulse that shit
You know, I
off.
saw Slayer in the backyard, right?
Well,
What?
I saw Slayer in Bam Margera's backyard on that episode of
Oh,
Bam.
that episode? I remember that
Yeah.
episode. That was
I
back
was
in
there.
04, 03.
It was probably 03 or 04, yeah. But you're about exactly right, yeah.
all
They
right.
played
I
3
remember when
songs.
that was new on TV. I remember when the episode is like, whoa,
I
a
was
Slayer's
there.
gonna
You
be.
see me.
Now,
I don't
now,
know. Really? Dude,
I was blonde
is
then,
there
though.
clips on YouTube of it?
I don't know. I have the whole like DVD box set at my
Oh, okay. I gotta look that
But
up.
I'm the
later.
blonde chick wearing a black jean jacket with a Dead Boys like patch all across the back.
Okay.
Well, I
Wow.
always
That's like
told
Owen
Courtney.
Wilson. Wow.
I always told Courtney that she always looked better a redhead than a blonde. That's just me. You know?
I feel like the older I get, I've turned into my mom a lot because my mom was always wild. I mean, she's wild, and I'm wild. But I was actually a blonde as a kid, and she was a redhead. And it's really funny because we've switched places now. And people see us and they're like, "Wait," and I look just like my mom. Well, she was prettier, I think, but at my age and stuff like that. And now she's all.
Oh no.
So.
And
I was like Children of the Corn blonde as a kid. Like my brother and I were like white blonde.
It do be like that, you know. It do.
Yeah.
It really
But
do.
you know what? I really love both of you people. You're wonderful.
I love you.
You're
I love you, Nick.
beautiful inside and out. I'm sorry, Courtney. I don't look like what you imagined.
No, I think you look great. It's really funny. You actually look like a friend that I know named Christian, who lives in this town where I'm right now. He used to in the campground.
Let me tell you a little secret. Never met a Christian I didn't like. And you, my friend, Mr. Wiser. You, my friend, the great metalhead, the great sage of all is white and metal and all that.
He knows
Thank
everything.
you so much.
Oh, that's not true. I've met people who know more.
No, but for your age,
yeah.
For your age, you remind me of me because, like, I knew a lot at a younger age, more than most people. You remind me, you know what I mean? For your age, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but Nick, to a middle-aged French Canadian truck driver, you are the god of metal. All right, let's leave it at that.
I'm working on that with pizza. I got a long way to go to catch up to Dave Portnoy, but I'm not going down without a fight.
Fuck Dave Portnoy.
Too.
Dave Portnoy is commercial. He's a fake. You're the real thing. You are the man.
Dave.
Nick, before you go, I'm going to put something in the private chat for you because I've been meaning to show you this. But go on.
Do tell.
Sorry. You'll see.
But hey, now this is so cool. All right, so basically, Nick, I might ask you in the future. Like, I know you have a tight schedule. Family comes first. Your job comes second, and YouTube comes third. Maybe Christian might come fourth. Maybe how much notice do you need if I want to put you in a live stream?
It depends on the day and when.
Okay, fair enough. But we can work it out, right?
But idealistically, at the very minimum, I'd say at least 3 weeks.
Okay, fair enough. But again, I'm not a metal guy, so it's all good. Hey, dude, you flatter me with your presence. Like, fuck me. Like, I never thought you would ever show up. So thanks, buddy.
Oh, dude,
He's so cool. He's
I
still
could
on my
do.
little
Who are you
channel.
kidding,
He's
man?
Awesome. He came to my birthday
There's no
party.
way I
He's
would
the
not.
Dude.
I'll be late, sure. Yeah, that'll happen. But I would just not do that, dude. Come on.
No. I know.
Nick,
but what you don't
I
understand is my appreciation of you showing up, Nick. And Courtney, you're my little sister. I know you're always cool for it. So
I was just gonna say, I remember Nick, like when I was early on streaming, showing up really late night because I used to go until like 4 a.m. wasted. You were so funny and so much fun. You could barely talk, and I was like, Nick's here, yeah. And you were like, "What's up?"
Oh yeah, there's times I've appeared very loaded on streams. I'm like,
it was awesome.
Wow, I lived. I really lived
perfect.
through that.
And Mr. Wiser, if you ever that foolish and you want to send me a link to one of your shows, I promise you on my mother's grave, I will lock up 90% of my toxicity and bring up 95%
Why would you
of my
lock up
cat
your
lives there.
toxicity? If you're gonna be on Toxic Tuesday, you need to be toxic. That's kind of like the
Yeah.
rule.
Yeah, I know, but trust me, there's toxic, and then there's me.
I've
Nick.
always wanted to be on that show. Do you know that?
Wow,
Well, then
wow.
you're at to show
It
up
has to be a
sooner than
movie.
later,
It has to be a
Courtney.
movie though, because some of the movies I haven't seen, but what like the older ones usually I have, and I'm like, yes.
Well, the month of November, it's gonna be all Roger Moore Bond. We're doing a Bond month.
I'm in,
Okay.
and I'll tell you,
Well, pick a movie that you would like to do.
The Spy That Loves Me with Jaws, the first introduction of Jaws, The Spy That Loves Me.
Okay, I would love for that to
The
happen,
Spy
man.
Who Loved Me. Roger Moore.
I figured that's what you were trying to allude to. No,
Hey.
no, it's all. I think that's great, man.
Oh yeah, I'm in. And Tuesdays I'm off, Nick. I'm off Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. But James Bond, I am the biggest James Bond fan. Like,
Oh,
you
dude.
would not believe.
Well, then and I know next November, even though it's a great ways away, but I'd absolutely do Pierce Brosnan Bond next November too. So
Is that GoldenEye?
Let's
oh,
put it
of
this way.
course.
Nick,
I saw that in the theater.
it's a long ways away because you're young. I'm an old guy. I'm 52. A month goes just like that.
Oh,
I know. Isn't it
I
crazy?
don't doubt that. I do not. Doubt
I'm 45 and I feel like that happens. Like, what? Where did the day go? I get one thing done today, and I'm like,
my God, 45. Courtney, oh my God, I didn't give you a day over 32. Oh my God, I'm so bad at guessing.
Oh, don't flatter me. I love you for that, though. If you saw my grades, you'd know.
That's called French charm. But anyway, all right. So, Nick, thank you, brother. I love you. I miss you. I really want to meet up. Texas would be awesome. Courtney, we got to get together. We do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we got to get together. If you move to the East Coast next year, me and Mel are taking a road trip. We're hitting Pope. Well, technically, we would hit you first in Philly if you're in the East Coast.
Philly's got such good history, too. Philly's actually a really cool city.
And Hojo in Southern Virginia.
Hojo.
Oh, he's in Virginia?
Hojo. Hey,
I love Hojo, too.
Let me pimp my buddy Hojo. Look at that.
Oh, the mythicals. Right. Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Ojo, just so you know, Courtney, Ojo is a veteran.
Oh, I know who Hojo exclamation point. That's true in the chat. Yeah, I know Hojo from I hang out around the comics book, like the indie comics a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got his own comic stream, and I supported him. I bought his first, I bought the box set and I posted it on Nick's Gilded, and Nick was impressed with it. He's like, holy fuck, what a great, we had playing cards, we had badges, we had the comics, different version of comics and so forth. So anyway, long story short, I'm hitting the Eastern Seaboard, as you Americans call it. I just call it fucking I-95.
You call it East Coast. East Coast.
Well,
East Coast a-holes.
Okay, well, East Coast to us Canadians would be New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and all that. But
I got stuck. My mom got me and my brother stuck in Nova Scotia because we missed the ferry back to Bar Harbor, Maine. Bar Harbor. We took the ferry, and she was late for everything, like I am now. And we missed the ferry back, and we got stranded in Nova Scotia. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, hey, kudos to both of you. You know what, guys? You made me happy. You guys are beautiful inside and out. Nick, I saw your face. You're beautiful inside and out. You're a redhead.
Oh, Nick's a looker. Nick is a total looker.
You're like a jackpot. You're hot, period, Courtney.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm talking about Nick. I'm like, he's a looker. He's young. He's got the hair. He's got,
Yeah, but Nick,
I enjoy pizza.
You know what? You want to have an intellectual conversation with Nick? Ask him what Chicago pizza is. Deep dish, or is it deep dish? Where was it? Chicago.
Is it really like pizza?
Chicago pizza is thin crust. However, deep dish is good. It's not Chicago pizza. It's a good tourist attraction. But as far
But
as
it's
if you
thin
want to
crust,
like,
right?
if you want to become one with the Chicagoan way of life, it's gotta be a basic thin crust. It's
I
really
like thin
there's
crust.
nothing complex about it. It's actually a really simplified recipe. As far as the traditional thin crust, Vito Nick's in the South Side is still pound for pound the best. But if you want to go for either a double stuffed or a thick crust or a deep dish, you can not go wrong with Uno's at all, which me and Christian did have Uno's, and
But
I
we
lived
did
next
not.
to
Those
an
are the
Uno's
light.
in Boston. I lived
We
next
went
to
to
like catty corner. It was good.
Yeah, but we went to Uno's, but there was like a fucking hour and 15-minute wait. So we went down 2 blocks to Do, which is Italian for two, and we went down there, and Mr. Weiser and all his fury and good on him and his conviction actually was arguing with the waitress that the deep dish pizza she served us was not Chicago style. I love this man. I love this man.
I love it.
Too
That's so
kind.
funny.
No, dude, I loved hanging out with you that day. That was so much freaking fun. Having the pizza, going to the pier. It was nice. It was exquisite. It was classy.
And you got a Slayer album out.
Yeah, yeah, freaking Slayer album,
You
man.
didn't, now tell me, you did not see that one coming, did you?
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? I was just like, is this gonna be? I thought it was like maybe it's gonna be like a prank or something. I was like, this guy's gonna prank me, but you know what? I'll take it. It could be funny. I thought, why not? I could go for a good laugh or gag. I thought you were gonna do something funny. Maybe it was like, I don't know, something ridiculous. But then I'm like, whoa, what? Like in my head, I kind of like my head like kind of like went to another world for a quick like millisecond. I was like, what just happened? But then I realized, okay, it's a Slayer album. It's Show No Mercy on vinyl. Okay, this is a real life experience.
Coming from a French Canadian of all people. But me and Nick, we got history. Courtney and Chat, we got history. I first discovered Nick because Nick did ask me when we were on our way to Uno's. From first we met, like first of all, okay, if you know a bit of Chicago, there's Navy Pier, which is a wonderful, beautiful place. It's got a huge hotel, tourist trap, and all that. It's wonderful. It's got a Margaritaville. So me and Nick met in Margaritaville, but we walked to Uno's, which was like 5 blocks away. Uno's, opened in 1942, I think, Nick. Uno's, I think. But anyway, whatever. They're the originator of the deep dish Chicago style pizza, right? So on our way there, Nick was talking to me and on and on and on and on and on. But the real thing is, okay, what's going on? Dismiss this. All right. So anyway, I met Nick. I'm rambling on because the alcohol's starting to hit me. I apologize, friends.
You don't ever apologize. Good. Just go for it. Just go for it.
The first time I heard of Nick, okay, here's a bit of context. I was a big Friday Night Tights guy. I love Gary. I've been supporting Gary since he had 10,000 subs and before he did Saturday Night Tights. And then there was this guy named Comics Division. And I always thought he was clever.
Oh, yeah.
He's so
clever on Saturday Night Tights. So
he's the Joy Division thing. I just felt
I know. And I went into Comics Stream. Okay, Comics Division. I went into his YouTube channel and I subbed to it and I said, he's got a stream. Then I was listening to the stream while I was working. Audio only, not video. And I'm like, wow, I heard Nick's voice. Now, regardless, Nick's got a very particular voice. It's got a certain pitch and all that, and it gets noticed. And I was listening, it caught my attention. I'm like, wow, that's a weird voice, right? But it was Nick. No, hear me out.
No,
I remember this. No, go on. No,
and then I actually started listening to the voice. I'm like, wow, this guy makes a lot of sense. Wow, this guy has the same values I do. Wow, this guy, fuck it. I'm going to sub to Nick Weiser, right? And then I started subbing to him. He did his comic shop thing. Mind you, to be honest with you, Nick, I used to be a comic fiend when I was a kid. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then I think I bought my last comic. I think I was 12 or 13. And then I sold all my Hot Wheels, my Tonka trucks, and all that. And I became a man. I started working for my dad and so forth. But I only went to Comic Shop Talk because of you, Nick. I had no idea what the
Me
fuck
too,
you guys were
Nick,
talking
by
about.
the way.
All I knew is I like this guy, Nick, right? And then I started giving you money and stuff like that. And the more you reciprocated to me, the more I liked you. It's almost, I don't want to say groupie or what do you call those? What do
You
you call
simp
those?
for Nick. Just admit it.
No, not simp, but what do you call these people who like track like celebrities and shit like that? What do you call-
Followers. I don't know.
No,
Groupies,
no.
followers?
There's a certain
Fans?
name.
Groupie.
Fan? A fan?
No, it's not group. Groupie is sexual. No, but
Well, who said that this wasn't?
the more and more, and I like Nick. And then once I discovered him, and like I would support him on the comic. To be honest with you, I would listen to a half an hour of your comic show. But again, I would listen to Toxic Tuesday, and I would listen to, and I just loved this guy. And that's how I got to know Nick, to the point where I said to my wife, oh, and during that time where I discovered Nick, it's kind of what's the English word? Paradoxal, because me and my wife were splitting up, right? So I discovered something beautiful, Mr. Weiser, but then I'm losing my wife of 20 years, and we were split up and all that, and we got back together, and then we ended up, giggity, and then we ended up renewing our vows. And then
Aw,
we
that's
planned
so
this
nice.
before. We renewed our vows on the 21st anniversary of wedding. And you know what we did after that? Our second honeymoon was Chicago, Illinois, Navy Pier. And that's when I met Nick, and the rest is history.
And it
I just
was
remember-
straight up history. Go on, Courtney.
Nick, I remember you from we met through Latino Slant, but I remember we would you were doing a couple like just talking about music in the beginning. And I remember like I didn't have any idea for my channel because I wasn't even gonna have a channel. my buddy Pete from Creepy Little Book Dark Sayings that made like kind of talked me into it. But I remember talking to you initially and I was like, I want you on because I'm gonna do all these music streams. But then I started just going on everyone else's music streams because I don't know how to do any of the technical stuff. And it never happened on my channel. But yeah, that's how we would talk about because he knew all the like metal and suicidal tendencies hat. That was what made me notice it. I remember now. I was like, holy crap, this guy's wearing a suicidal hat. So
yeah, you don't just see that hat everywhere you go. It's not
No.
something you wear. It's not something someone who puts a hat on, they're not wearing that on accident.
yeah, when you see someone in that hat, it's just like I know, like they know good music. Like that's basically how it is.
Thank you. No, big
But-
fan of Suicidal Tendencies, one of the best bands ever.
Yeah.
But you know what,
Oh.
guys? Me, as a French Canadian truck driver who's a lover of music and a boomer at YouTubing, I could not have ever asked for a better inaugural stream. Finished off
Oh,
with no, seriously. Fuck
I can't
me.
believe I'm part of that. I'm like, that's like really, I don't know,
Joe.
like flattering.
It is flattering. I got the hottest redhead on the internet. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta do this then.
You're welcome.
All the
And don't
way.
forget, I'm your
All
big
the
brother,
way.
right? I'm your big brother. I'm not flirting.
Yeah. Did you see
But
my
anyway-
outfit on Monday on Talk and Roll? That was pretty fun. I had a Wendy O. Williams kind of like a leather studded vest.
That
Nick.
looked good with your glasses. And mind
my
you, I
glasses,
didn't
the
get
big
the
wig.
wig. I didn't get the wig. You said, like, on me and Joe's monitor, your wig looked red, but you said it was pink.
I had the sunglasses on, and I think I because I didn't really look at the wig. I just bought it for $2 at the thrift store. But it was already it was a new one packaged, so I didn't really look at it. I just threw it on because it's like a rocker wig or something, and I was like, it wasn't much different than what my hair used to be, honestly.
Right.
But it looked pink to me through the sunglasses. That was all. When I took them off and watched the stream, I realized it was just a little brighter than my normal hair color, so it wasn't much different. But it had bangs. It had like like higher the hair closer to God type stuff, you know.
Yeah. The hair. No, I'm gonna actually get back into some music. So I've been kind of covering comics mostly throughout the year, but I am gonna do what is it? Oh, I'm actually gonna do a either 4 or 5. I haven't decided which number I'm gonna do. Overlooked, forgotten about, underrated, whatever the term you want to describe it. Albums from the 2010s of the metal side, and
there's some good ones. That's a good.
I know, and I already know the picks. I have it all lined up. I have all the ones lined up, so I know exactly what they are. I know the order that they are. I just gotta get that amount of open time where I can record that, because that's probably gonna be like a 30-40 minute video where I'll talk about each band for 2 to 3 minutes.
Let me know who they are, because I happen to know a lot of bands from that time. If they were like not bands from way back, you know.
I'll tell you what, only of these 4, should I stick with the 4? Only one of them is currently active right now. The other 3 kind of all split up at a few years after these albums came out. And I'm really happy with the picks. And I'm like, and these are ones I listen to all obsessively at some point in time. So it was like, man, I feel like, and I thought about, like, these albums were really forgotten about, like swept under the rug. And I was like, I need to bring some light to these. And this is just kind of my way of going about that.
That sounds awesome. I've been talking about just doing stream. I mean, I've always been into the music thing, but my problem is, like, I have 2 shorts on my channel. Do you realize how hard it was for me to make that second short? And my sister made the first one. I am like the boomer of the boomers. I have no idea anything. So it's like, I don't know. It's nice that I have friends that'll make videos for me, like intros and stuff like that. Because otherwise, I don't know.
When you start doing these things, it ain't about, you just gotta go for it. Because if you keep saying there, I need to get good at this, or I need this technology, all those are just excuses that kind of set you back from getting started further. That's why you just go for it. You just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well said, Supervisor. Very well said, because this has been a 2-year project for me. And I just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And look at me. All right. Nobody got to see my lovely French face.
It's, you know what? It's fun. Like, even if you are just doing a chill stream, like what people do, and that's like my late night John show that is now not happening, but like when I would go just all night, and the people that were lonely in the chat, it was during the pandemic, so like people that were up at night would just show up, and I would just, it was incredible that people like relied on it sometimes for like a Friday night. But you never know where something's gonna go.
But the thing is, with my my channel is just music, and I know Nick is. Nick, remember I was on. You were the first one I streamed with on your 1K stream. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are now royalty in our circles, but it doesn't really matter. Nick is actually one of those regular guys who just started off like the rest of us. We just have a love of music. And we have the gift of YouTube and the internet. That's all.
You know what? That is so true what you just said about Nick. Like, Nick, you are just like, you're still like, you don't, you know what I mean? You haven't become this like cocky whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're just still like Nick. I like that. It's cool.
Oh, and I have no intentions for that. I mean, for me, it's just I don't think about where the algorithm is going. I'm not thinking about where the
I don't even know what algorithm
is at. I'm not thinking about those things. I'm just, just do what you want to do, and if people respond to it, that's great. And there's many things that don't hit, and trust me, I've had plenty of those that didn't hit, that didn't resonate, and that's fine because the things that do hit, it's that much sweeter when you do. So
That's right.
and I love being on these things because I remember what it was like when I started. I think I did my first stream at around 200 subscribers. So I remember what that feeling was like. It was really cool when I did on my channel per se. I didn't do any. I first appeared on other people's channels. So I didn't do one on my own channel until I hit 200. But yeah, I was doing
I
strictly
started
videos
with like
first.
nothing. But you know, a couple of my first guests were like Polly from Latinos.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like
Polly's good. Yeah.
Tom from Mead. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's like that was the original OG kind of crew
Tom's
that
such
I
a good
got
dude.
in.
You know, Tom is one of the
Tom
best
is
guys
cool.
in this little corner. He's one of the most helpful, now also one of the most funniest, one of the most
He's
knowledgeable.
hilarious. He
Oh,
is
I
hilarious.
know. The guy, the fact that he does as much as he does between his radio channel, his Midnight Edge After Dark channel, what he does for the main channel, he does, and then he appears on everyone else's streams. I always have to do. If you need to take it now from Toxic Tuesday, don't you ever like feel bad or hesitate because he does like freaking everything. I'm like, you deserve as many breaks as you could get because the man doesn't sleep. And I'm hoping next month at the Milwaukee meetup, we're hoping that I hope he comes out. I'd love to meet him in person because
I need to find
and I got pizza.
a meetup to go to. I need to find one because
Yes,
I'm in a position now where like I have a little bit, I have a little bit of not much, but I have some money where I want to take a trip and just like I don't want to go on some lavish vacation. I just want to go meet people because my friends have become YouTubers. Like I was so isolated in my marriage for so long that like I kind of was out of everything. So like my friends are here basically, and I love meeting them in real life,
Oh
So,
yeah, no, it's a reward. It really is because like I've done Vegas, I've done Dallas, I've done Orlando, and of course now is Milwaukee. And each one you see a few of the faces you've seen at everyone, but you also see some ones that you've seen exclusive to those areas. Like Orlando, I met Andy Masterson. That was awesome to meet
that's
Andy.
so cool.
I met Odin at that one as well.
Odin Dasco? Or
Odin's movie blog, from
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Odin Dasco. Have you speaking of Odin's though, have you seen Odin's new the comic that they're coming out with, Kill 'Em Dead? Have you seen the intro for that? They're doing a vinyl record and they recorded a metal like opera. It's amazing, Nick. I'm gonna put the link in the private chat for you. It's so good.
Nick and Courtney, this is funny.
I do Dallas. I had not only I do Dallas, but I'm gonna do it again next June.
Yeah, but you forgot to say, and Dallas came.
And Dallas, I did do Dallas, and Dallas did come. It was huge.
There we go. So
yeah, it was huge.
Huge. 69 player.
No, dude, Dallas was wow, that was fun, but probably also the most hectic one because that was the first time I'm actually part of the event, not just being an attendee. It's one thing when you're attending these things as a fan of these channels, but it's a whole other thing when it's you're part of the thing now. You're like, oh crud, now I had to have a booth. I did a booth at Culture Casino. We were right next to X-Ray Girl and Carol Lynn's
so
booth.
Cool.
Oh, I know. And Culture, every meetup that I've gone to, Culture's been there too. So it's like wherever I go, Culture goes, which is awesome. So
And
always good to hang out with CC. Every time him and I hang out, we gotta have Whataburger, and we got and I love hanging out with his wife, the boss, the Culture boss. She's a cool lady as well. Very fun. That couple right there is people I hope to hang out with for the rest of my life every time I have a chance to.
Well, good. Oh,
yeah, Culture is awesome. Of course, I've hung out with comics a few times. I hung out with Eric K in Vegas. Of course, I met Eric July in Dallas a few months ago. That was awesome. It's cool when you get the exclusive per area. I've seen them. There's guys I've seen every one of them, like Man of War 665. I've seen them at all of them. I met Abigor in Orlando. Actually, I met Abigor in Orlando. That was cool. Yeah, it's absolutely wild. It's awesome. And I just want to keep meeting more and more faces of people I have yet to meet, up to and including Tom. I'd love to meet Paulie someday if that were to happen. Pope, of course. Courtney, of course. Like, it's cool. I
Oh my
met
God,
Joe's Atmosphere,
I'm
actually.
going
I
to
met
meet
Joe
Polly
in
one day.
Dallas. Joe's Atmosphere. Joe was in Dallas.
Oh,
That
Joe's
was
so
awesome.
cool. Joe is so cool.
Yeah. Joe's awesome. I
That is
met
very,
him. That
very
was
cool.
wild. I was like, "Whoa, Joe, how you doing, man?" Horny Alf I met too in Dallas. That was cool to say. I met Horny Alf in Dallas.
I always
I met
thought that was Tom for some reason.
Oh, I can see why
I
you
thought
thought
that
so
was like his
because of
alter
the
ego.
Mexican Iron Man
Yeah.
thing. Oh, I can see
Yeah.
exactly why. Who else? Scott Sporking News. I met him in Orlando when I
Oh,
stayed
no
at
way.
Culture's house.
How much
I met
fun is
him,
that?
Jacob from Society Reviews. It's awesome, like hang out with all those guys. I love it, and I just have it's so wild because I read the first time I met Comics Division, it kind of freaked me out because me and Eric K picked him up from the airport in Vegas, and Comics got in the backseat of this giant vehicle Eric K has, and Comics started speaking. It kind of freaked me out because I'm used to hearing him in my headphones on stream, not hearing him literally in back of me. So it's just like, who was that? Oh, you're in back of me. Yeah, it's then there's the in-person shows we done. Like we did the Thursday Night Throwdown in person in Dallas. I was beyond obliterated trash. I know we started that show like an hour late because we arrived from the meetup late, and I was
Those are fun to
trashed.
watch. Those are fun
I
to watch. Like,
was trashed.
I would love to, like, I'm trying to think. I've done in person with Ashley. Well, Ashley then Gaia Storm, but like, I know her in real life, so it's like, but like, I love it when you're actually with the people. You're not
Oh
just like,
yeah. It's so cool to do that. And I've done a few of the in-person shows because at the Orlando meetup, we did the same thing for Scott's channel as well. We did an in-person show there. Oh, Shagsworth is another guy too. Met the Shagsworth. Of course, I've gotten to hang out with Quarter Black Garrett at all of these as well. Garrett's
I
such a great
randomly
guy.
found him. I randomly found the
Oh?
Shagsworth. I started just like watching him, and I didn't know anyone in the chat, and like I just say hi, and he's like so nice. I just show up now, and I'm like, I talk to him. It's like a different. I'm in so many different kind of groups anyway. I don't fit
No,
into like
that's
one
good.
group, but
Yeah,
like
no, it's
he's the new
fantastic.
kind of corner of stuff, and he's cool. He's a cool dude.
Oh, he's such a great guy. Such a good dude. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, speak of his panel, Sheep City and Horror Amarada, I met them both in Orlando as well. They came over to the house that Culture and I were staying at, and yeah, it was cool. And yeah, and once again, another place where I got plastered, hammered. But yeah, TNT in person, having the Dix division together, one room, all drunk. And it was wild because like I was like, wow, Brahma Bull is taller than almost all of us. He's the second
he
tallest of the
really?
Dix division. Yeah. Toxa is the
He-
tallest, and then Brahma's second. Actually,
I
hold
always
on.
wonder that about him.
Hold up. I'm wrong. Sir Toxalot is the tallest of us all. Then Toxic Man
Corey?
Blue. Then Brahma. Yeah, Corey. And then
Next to
Brahma.
Toxalot. Okay, yeah.
And then me. And then Comics and Culture.
Brahma and I are in the similar areas, but we've never met.
Yeah.
I mean, it's inappropriate. He's married, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna go like meet him. Like, it seems weird. But he was on my late night Johns forever, and then he took off.
He's a good
like
guy.
He's big, you know what I mean? So I loved having him on.
Brahma's awesome. I love that guy.
With his
Brahma
Christopher Walken too.
Oh, I know. Brahma's someone who, like, I consider him a friend. I know, he knows, we are in touch, with each other on the daily. I know his real name. I'm not gonna say it on there because
I know you are.
I'm obviously, he's helped me out with personal situations in my life too.
He's got good morals.
He's that type of guy.
He is. He really is. I've reached out to him just because I didn't know the area, when and he will give me advice. I mean, he'll be like, no, don't move to that neighborhood. Don't move there, stuff like that. So he's been really helpful that way.
Vince Womack's kind of wow. I wouldn't have guessed that over the tallest dude. Yeah. I remember Corey towers over us and Tox was he's slightly is under towered by him.
How tall is Corey? Like 6'4" or
He's tall, man. He's tall.
How tall
Yeah,
are you?
him and I are. Oh, I think I'm 5'8". I think I'm
Oh,
taller
you're
than
my
Culture and
height.
Comics. I'm taller than Culture and Comics, but
Culture's shorter
Brahma,
than me? That's so
yeah.
funny. I don't picture him short like that. It's so funny.
Oh,
I love it.
Carrie Smith, that's another person. I met her at the Orlando meetup, and I hung out with
I
her in
love it.
Dallas. Yeah, Carrie's a really cool lady as well. Awesome individual.
Oh, you know what? I found her channel because somebody gave me a free membership. It was the
Okay,
most bizarre thing.
guys, just to cut you off, my good friend Martin is leaving. Martin Acosta.
Hey,
All right.
Martin. Take
Thanks
care,
Hi,
for
dude.
coming,
Martin.
Martin. And
I haven't been
listen,
around on daytime shows a lot. I have to stop by Pop Culture Minefield because I feel bad. That's
but
why I
I'm
always see
very,
Oh,
Martin.
you
but
gotta stop
as
by
for me,
Backdoor Theory.
I'm very flattered, Martin. You came down and you hung out with me on my inaugural stream. Thank you, brother. You're a
Martin's
good
good.
man. Hola, amigo.
Bye, Martin.
Hola. And bon voyage as well.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question for both of you because we've been going for 2 hours
Yes.
and I got supper waiting over there. And trust me, this is stream gold. Okay. Like I freaking hate cutting it, but this is stream gold. But I got a
You had a
question.
good time.
No, I had a wonderful time. A good time is going to Applebee's. Okay.
Well, no, I'm saying like,
Applebee's
if you
and
want to
Uh-huh.
cut
waitress.
it, you're at a good time
And
to cut it
no,
because it's
no,
2 hours
no, a
type of
good
thing is
time
what
is
I meant.
Applebee's, and the waitress or the bartender flirts with you, buys you a drink. That's a good time. A great time is sharing time with you, two people, and all my friends that showed up today. But I got a question for both of you. Okay.
Sure
Okay.
thing.
All right.
Shoot.
Now, my question is when you went out into YouTube land, all right, and you decided to reach out, did you ever think you would reach out to the outskirts of Canada and meet some rando like me who's a lover of
No.
music? Like, did you ever think of that? And what do you think of that? Let's start with Nick. Let's start with Nick.
Okay.
Nick, I actually drove down to Chicago to meet you. So, what are your thoughts on you started your channel? You know, you went in on other people's stuff. You had 200 subs and all that. What are your thoughts of reaching out to guys like me and giving guys like me the confidence of doing my own channel? What are your thoughts on that, Nick?
It still blows my damn mind, Christian. Like, no joke. It still is like to this very day. Like, I remember when I started a channel, had no subs, did the first few videos. And so that was okay. That was May or June of 2020. And now here we're in October 2023, and I'm at 1,700. And it's like, it's just really crazy what has changed, come and gone along the way. And then the fact that I get to meet people like you and hang out with you in person and have pizza in person and just have normal guy
Chicago deep
conversations.
dish. Chicago deep dish pizza, where we start an argument with the waitress about deep dish Chicago
Oh,
pizza.
dude,
It's
yeah,
so funny.
yeah. And she understood, man. She got it. She absolutely got it. It's still awesome to see, and I love how people get inspired and say, you know what, hey, I should get a channel going too, and that's how it should be, man. Like if you got something to say, whether it's fun, not so fun, just get it going, man. And you did. You're just saying, you know what, I need to not put this off anymore. I'm going all in. It's on like Donkey and Diddy Kong. And here you
Yeah,
are. And I'm
yeah.
happy that you're here, man. And I hope to see that this is the start of many things to come from you. I want you to come, and I want it to be huge.
You want me to come and you want me to be huge.
You heard every word
All
of
right,
that.
be careful
Did I
what you wish
stutter?
for, my
Phrasing,
friend. Be
phrasing.
careful what you wish
I should
for.
say.
Did I
Now,
stutter?
Courtney.
I
Now,
just realized
Courtney, I
I
got a
started
different
at the same
question
time
for
as
you.
Nick. I started
I
at the
got a
same
different
time as
question
Nick.
for you, Courtney. All right.
Yes.
You got yourself a big brother on the internet who's Canadian
Yes, I do.
and bumblefuck nowhere Canada, Ottawa, and you actually like him and we get along and you actually like my wife and my wife's not jealous of you. How does that make you? What do you think of
Most
that?
oddly enough, like when I was younger, I think girls got more jealous of me, but like I know how to Like I have a rule when it comes. There's a female code first of all, and I used to not like. I used to use this rule with other women. Like my thing was, if you don't talk to me, don't talk to my husband. You always, you know what I mean. If you're going to talk to a guy like and the wife, like you always, that's just natural thing for me to, and I like meeting the other half of somebody that I'm like hanging out with because that says a lot about them. And most of the time, they're these awesome women. You know what I mean? And you're like, why are you with this dude? I'm just kidding.
Right.
That was good.
But Courtney, you adopted me as your big brother on the
I
internet.
did because
So
I
my
have four
question-
brothers, so they're all really obnoxious, and so are you.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, but yet there's this other dude that's named Christian that you associated with me, and so forth. So, what are your thoughts on like? Okay, I forgot my question. Okay, so you went online, right? You started streaming and shit like that. You went with 70s. I discovered you. I adopted you as my little sister. How's that working for you?
I love it. I
Oh,
get
you love
random
it.
texts from Christian, and I text him. He'll text me like, "What do you think of the Go-Go's?" And like, it's just a cool like, because I don't have a lot of friends where I live. I don't know people, so like, I really embrace the people that I, like people that check in and stuff like that. I can't work right now. Like, I'm probably never going to be able to work again because of health stuff, and like, it means a lot to me. It really does. And you're hilarious.
I'm
Like,
hilarious.
that's a huge thing for me. People like that can
I'm
do dirty
hilarious.
humor,
Really.
but like not be like complete creeps. You know what I mean? Like there's a fine line with being able to do that. And I
Yeah,
love
well,
people like that. I love
Creeps
people
are
like that.
usually guys that don't score easily with chicks. All right.
Yeah,
Just so you
that's
know.
true.
All
yeah.
right.
I've dealt with creeps too. Trust me, I was a bartender for many years.
Right.
And I played in
Well,
bands. I know how to deal.
let me tell you, if you were waiting on me, I would have tipped you 25%, and I would have given you the worst freaking jokes ever. The dirtiest shit. I would have made you blush, lady.
Those used to be my favorite, like patrons. Like when I was a bartender, like that was the people that stood out. I was goofballs, like oddballs. That's what the name of my
All right.
channel is.
All right.
Weirdos.
I got a joke for you guys and the chat. And Davina, I know you're classy and wonderful. Please don't judge me. Davina Duckworth, please don't judge me.
Oh
But-
yeah, we tell dirty jokes.
All right. So here's a joke for you, a bartender joke. Nick, are you listening?
He might have had to.
I am.
run. He said.
All right,
okay.
you are.
I got four. I got like 3 minutes. So
All right.
but
3
go,
minutes.
Let's hear it.
The joke is 30 seconds. So this guy walks into a bar, right? And he orders 3 shots of tequila and a large pint of beer.
Ooh.
Bartender serves it to him. So he takes 3 shots, chugs them back, takes the pint of beer, and just polishes it off. So bartender says, "Hey, listen, it's none of my business, but why are you drinking so heavy?" Guy says, "Hey, I'm celebrating my first blowjob." So the bartender says, "Hey, let me buy you another round." He says, No. If this doesn't take the bad taste out of my mouth, nothing will.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
That's
is
funny.
fantastic.
That's a good one.
Toxic. All right,
That
Nick.
I love it.
That's
Nick?
poetry, Zach. That is seriously, that is poetry, man.
All right. And to think I got a music channel and I'm cracking these jokes.
Do
Wow.
we know what Mr.
dude.
CCTV's name means?
No, I
Is it
don't.
something like CCTV? I think of like closed captioning, but he's a veteran, so maybe the V stands for veteran. I'm trying to think. It's about domestic violence. I hope not. The DV.
Well,
I'm making it joke.
wait.
I'm totally joking.
He's just conservative Christian disabled veteran. I love
Oh,
you, man.
okay.
I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
So Mr. CCTV, we share the D in common. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, that's my situation. So I'm not a veteran though.
All right, so 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 30 seconds in. Nick's got 2.5 minutes. Mr. Weiser, thank you so freaking much for coming on my live stream
We love Nick.
and supporting me. I know. You're only doing what I did for you. You're welcome, bro. I just
And
love
I will
you,
do
Nick.
this again.
I love you inside and out,
man.
Nick. You're a wonderful man. Whatever you do, I'll support.
And I'm going to support you. Believe me when I say the feelings are mutual, and good to hang
Thank you,
out with
sir.
you and Courtney, absolutely as well, dude. Yeah,
Always, yeah.
we'll get you on for a Toxic Tuesday, Courtney. We'll figure out one for you down the line.
I don't know if
Christian,
I don't know if Bond. I think I want to do something when you do something like a weird one.
that's
But-
fine.
Like-
You'll figure out the right fit for you whenever.
And I'll
down the line.
contact you.
But
I'll
for
be like, I'm gonna
Christian,
be on this show.
Christian can have Christian. You pick your Bond flick. I think you said Spy Who Loved Me. We can do that. It'll be great. But
Spy Who
seriously,
Loved
dude,
Me, that was me.
keep it
Spy Who
going.
Loved Me.
Keep it going. Just stay at it. Have fun with it. On top of it all, have fun. Be awesome at it. And guys, make sure you're sub to his channel. And
Mhm.
you guys have a magical evening. I have got to
You
get
should watch
going
that
'cause I
link.
gotta get
Save
ready
that link
for.
to watch later.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that right now before I get on the Comics Division.
I'm really curious. Just message me and tell me what you think of the music because I
Nick,
think it's kick ass.
Nick, we gotta meet up. I miss you, man. Have a good night.
Dude. You too, and we will, and they will be huge.
Yeah.
No 69, but there'll be a lot of
He
Slayer.
always does that. He's like, huge. Peace out, yo.
And
I'm gonna
Courtney,
get going too because I still haven't put all my groceries away.
yeah, but Courtney, I'm going. Believe it or not, I'm going to do a stream on the Go-Go's, and I want you as my co-host.
Nice.
Okay.
I just realized there's a background on me. How did I not notice this the whole time? I'm sorry.
I don't know, but you know what, Courtney? Thank you so much for stepping in, and thanks for coming in.
There we
You
go.
were the highlight of my night.
Oh, you're so sweet. This was a lot of fun.
That's
always
why.
like talking to
You know why? You know why I'm so sweet? That's why my wife puts up with all my bad habits 24 years into our wedding, and
You know what? People have character and habits. Everyone has habits.
But I'm serious about this, Courtney. I do want to do a go-go stream. Although
I would love to do it. People used to tell me when I was younger that I looked like Belinda Carlisle. I've seen the Go-Go's a bunch of times. I love Jane Whelan. She's one of my favorite. Like, I just love them all. So,
all I remember is you saying that when you were younger, somebody said you look like that girl in a Smashing Pumpkin, and you cut your hair.
oh yeah, Darcy. I was so annoyed that I looked like. Well,
why did you like her? What was wrong with her?
Okay, so my whole thing. It's not that I didn't like her. My whole thing was I was like there was a cusp kind of area. I'm on the cusp with music, is what I call it. I was part of like the punk alternative, whatever they even called it before. We were freaks. You know how it was. Like back in the day, like there were freaks and then there were like normal people. And then when the grunge scene hit, and also especially when like Green Day got popular, but all those bands I associate with that kind of era, at the time I was very bitter because it was like they took away a lot of stuff because they made it mainstream almost.
Right.
So people that like made fun of me for stuff and like stuff, I prided myself in knowing these like bands and obscure bands, and all of a sudden they're on MTV and yada yada. So now I don't dislike her, but back then, like people used to also call me Courtney Love because my name's Courtney, and I used to be like, no, I'm Courtney.
Yeah,
Hate.
well,
I used to think
that's just lazy and lame. That's
I
lazy.
know.
And lame.
But yeah, no, that's the only thing, and it's funny because I got into a lot of these bands. Like I've listened to a lot of the grunge bands later on in life, not having that like opinion of just like, no, I refuse, and they're good. I like the music. It was just me at the time, my age, because people that had been throwing rocks at my head at high school all of a sudden were dyeing their hair green, and that's why they were throwing rocks at my head before. So like, it was a big contradiction.
But regardless, don't forget what I always tell you. You're a better redhead than you'll ever be a blonde. And I mean that.
Thank you. Wait till I go. You'll be surprised though. I'd go dark sometimes. Like I've done black hair and stuff. I've gone through it on YouTube a couple times.
Here's a little secret from you. A hot chick never looks bad in any hair color.
I do well as a redhead though because I'm weird. I'm a weirdo, and redheads tend to be.
Not only that, you moved into your mother's shadow. Oh,
that's kind of what it is. But I am a blonde, and most people can tell because I'm pretty half the time. Like,
all right. Wait. One last thing before we go. Okay. All right, Mr. CCVT. I failed after 15 years. I don't think I did anything wrong.
You didn't fail. I used to say that too.
All right. Well, let me tell you a bit of French Canadian wisdom,
17.
my friend, Mr.
17 years.
CCBT. All right. There's an old French Canadian saying, love is blind, but marriage gives the sight right back. And my wife answered to that, fucking right. So there you go. It's universal.
Marriage made things very complicated for me. So I wasn't married I was married for 7 years, but I was with him for 10 before that. So 17
Right.
total. It was
Yeah,
like
well,
we were
good for
married.
you. 7-year itch.
But I used to say that though too, Mr. CCDV, when I was filing for divorce. I was like, I failed my marriage. Like he doesn't like me anymore or whatever. But you know what? You didn't. People change and things just happen. Don't ever. It's not your fault. It takes two to tango. Remember? So.
Yeah, exactly. So, on this note, 2 hours and almost 20 minutes in. My God, I thought, you know what, Courtney, inside baseball, I was talking to Mel earlier. Mel's my wife. I'm like, okay, I might last half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay, okay. And I got all this shit that I got planned in my head, how to say and get the people to talk. Look at me, 2 hours and 20 minutes in. Wow.
That's how it goes. You just have to be yourself and talk to people. That's all
I
live streaming.
just need more people like you and Nick and all these other wonderful friends of mine. So anyway, this is so cool. So we are going to shut it down because Mel's.
I'm sorry if I'm not responding or talking over you. I'm just seeing circles right now. So
well, hey, circle all you want. All right.
I didn't hear anything. It buffered. So
all right. You know what? I'm going to use the French term, and I'm wait. I'm going to put this woman on the spot here, Divina. You're beautiful inside and out. You're wonderful. You're Encyclopedia Britannica, and you look good too. So thank you for coming on to our stream. It is just wonderful to have you. And Divina, if you ever want to be a producer, hey, I might even pay you. So kudos to that. And seriously, what I'm saying, okay, and Courtney, what I'm saying, and to our friend in the chat, I never thought I would get this much success off my first stream. And it gives me a lot of confidence in the future to put on. I'm not walking out on the ledge. I'm not walking out on a branch. No, we got support. There's demand for this and all that. Mr. CCDV, please, my friend, get in touch with me. I really want to do a stream with you and talk about your records. And Courtney, as long as you're redhead, you're eye candy on my channel.
I just want to tell you something. So you were talking about how, people supporting you and whatnot. Something that I figured out, and I don't I joke around because I don't produce content. I just do live streams. It's to have people engaged and stuff like that. And I've been going at it, but I've never really put effort into it, honestly and truly, because I don't know how to do, and I have a lot going on, so I just kind of go for it when I do it. And I've got over 500 subs. I don't have a ton, but I've never promoted and did all that stuff. I'm going to tell you that just going to other people's chats and supporting other people and meeting people in the other chats like you already have, that's how you're going to get support. That's how I did.
Right.
People remember that. So.
Okay. Okay. Mr. CCDV. Okay. Go into my.
I gave it to him. Oh, was you talking about him or me? Sorry, I didn't know if you. Sorry.
Well, no, it's all good. But go. I know you can go into my account and find the thing. Anyway, dude. Shit. Are you ungilded? Are you ungilded? CCDV? Because I got Vinyl Revival on Twitter, but it's not activated yet because I didn't start this channel yet. But I've given you mine twice. You know what, dude? I'll look back into it. And you know what? I'll have you and Pope, because Pope is the man. He's a metalhead, but he's the man that actually likes all sorts of other music. He's a big Creedence fan. That's my favorite band. So, all right, cool. All right. So, on that note, thank you, my little sister on the internet.
Of course. Je vous en prie. Is that right to
Oh my
say?
God. No, that's wonderful. You speak better
Je
French
vous
than
en
I
prie.
do. Not only you speak better French than I do, but you flatter me when you speak my language.
I like to speak the language. I mean, I don't know. I've been to France a bunch of times. I've been to Quebec. They were actually very mean to me, but
Yeah,
I was a
well,
punk rocker. They didn't like punks
yeah.
when I was there. That year, they didn't like punks. So,
Quebec. Well, we got to talk about that because it's a
Quebecois,
misunderstood history, right?
yeah. It
It's
was a
not
cool city though,
Parisian
with the
French, all
wall,
that.
the walled city. It was very cool. So,
Yeah. Well, oh, by the way, a little bit of useless information. And Davina, I hope you're listening to me, Davina. All right. There's only 2 fortified cities left in North America. 1, Quebec City. 2, Mexico City. Right? A lot of people don't know that. I'm a
I
history
didn't
buff.
know that.
And here's the other thing. There's only 2 Latin names in North America. Nova Scotia, Corpus Christi, Texas. But anyway, little sister, thank you so much for hanging around with us. All right.
Thank
I
you for
really
asking and
appreciate
inviting
it.
me on. I was really flattered.
Well,
It was very nice.
It was wonderful, Courtney. And like, Jesus, 2.5 hours. I was talking to Mel. I'm like, shit, I might do a half an hour, 45 minutes of my bullshit. Look at us, 2.5 hours. Thanks, Courtney.
You're welcome. And thank you.
Between you and me, check your PayPal tomorrow.
Oh, I love you. You're so sweet.
No,
Don't my car.
don't. Hey, listen, brothers
My
and
car.
sisters don't love each other that way. Come on.
No, no, it's not like that. It's family
Yeah,
love.
well, that's how I feel it. So you're filthy and disgusting.
I never said I wasn't. No comment.
And to add,
I just think I'm
injury,
hilarious. Like I
and,
like to think I'm like Rhonda from USA all night. That's what I like.
and Courtney, to add to add mystery and drama to it, I'm a dirty old man. I like big boobs. Oh,
Most guys do. It's a fact of life.
yeah, but
Okay,
listen, I have these arguments with my friend on Gilded, all right, and then we were showing pictures of. Listen, busty only starts at double D. Anything else is nice, but it's not busty. Just saying. Anyway, before I dig myself into a hole, Courtney, thank you so much. Thanks for stepping in. You're my favorite little sister internet, and you're a redhead.
And I love everyone in the chat that showed up. You have a cool chat
and
today.
not only that, I was going to get to that. Thank you for all of yous. Like, I'm actually surprised. Far and wide, I got Dolph Wolfen. I got Vince. Well, Vince, of course. I got Davina. Oh my God. I always thought Davina didn't like me because I was too trashy. Wow, was I ever wrong?
Davina can take. She's cool.
Mr. CCVD, thank you, sir. The honor is all mine to meet you. All right. And then Martin Acosta and all these other people. Oh, thank you so much to all of you. And I apologize if I forget any of you. You are all wonderful. Thank you so much for making this special to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And much love to the chat. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, bitches. Bye.
Bye. Now you've just did awkwardly while it goes.